Hello. Hey everybody. Hi Matt. Hi Habibel.
Hello. Hello, Sake.
Oh, hello Sake. Whisper Woods is doing pretty good today. Didn't sleep well, but I did have Earl Grey tea yesterday, which is a lot more caffeine than I'm used to taking in.
I love caffeine.
Spike doesn't have as much trouble sleeping, or at least falling asleep as I do, even though he drinks a lot more caffeine.
Hey, Tobes.
Hey Toby, it's the whole family today.
You gotta come over here if you want your mocha, Sake.
Yeah. Spike
What the heck?
Spike will definitely make a mocha for you if you come over. Yeah, Toby butt on camera.
I should have made one and showed it off on camera to make everyone jealous.
Yeah, so if you can't tell, Spike's here today.
No, I'm actually here in spirit.
You're not watching my stream on your desktop, man.
Oh, sorry.
I need those views. Mocha is a coffee-like drink made with espresso and steamed milk.
And chocolate.
And chocolate. Yeah. Not chocolate milk, though.
Not chocolate milk. Huh? I mean, technically. I think if it doesn't have the chocolate, it's no longer a mocha. It's like a...
latte or something?
Like a latte, yeah.
Favorite coffee drink is Orange Joe. Never heard of it.
Hey, Kuya.
Oh my goodness, the whole family!
Kuya's jealous.
Kui is jealous.
Hi, Kuya. Come on, jump up. What do you want? You want attention, but you don't want me to...
Habibel's favorite coffee drink is a meal. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Not that we're like the biggest coffee snobs in the world. I don't drink
Yes.
coffee at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
put Hershey's chocolate syrup in my coffee, so I'm not a coffee snob.
I was gonna light the candle, but I think I'm gonna move the candle away today, considering.
Habibel, please describe what a meal is. And also, Mats, please describe what a Orange Joe is. I have a sneaking suspicion that an Orange Joe does not have any coffee in it, but...
But Joe means coffee.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
What do you... Okay, you can play with the ribbon a little bit. Just don't chew it. And
Don't eat it. Meal is like a honey cinnamon latte. Ooh.
Ooh. Oh no,
Yeah,
Sake would die.
Sake would die.
Sake is allergic to cinnamon.
Yeah. Honey cinnamon latte. Okay. Yeah, the honey probably goes really well with the milk. Usually like honey in your London fogs, as they call it at Caribou, I think.
Right, since we don't have vanilla syrup here. Honey's good. Had to... Oh no! Okay.
Our mic situation is a little weird. I just turned it up. Sorry.
Right, instead of having it directly in front of my mouth, it's between us. So...
Should probably be a little bit more like this, I guess. I don't know. Sorry if that's making a ton of noise.
I'll just have to shout at top of lung.
Top of lung. Kuya, shout at top of lung. Toby, shout at top of lung. Get your butt out of my face.
Alright, Spike's gonna look up that
Yeah, Matt's posted
recipe
it. I gotta...
that was posted. Thank you guys for letting us know the sound was low.
Oh, of course, it's a Amori reference.
Oh, that's
Get
so
orange
cute, though.
coffee. No, get orange juice, get coffee, mix it together. Only Kella will drink this. It tastes bad. That's normal. I believe it.
Yeah.
This is familiar. I feel like Matt's mentioned, maybe not specifically coffee recipes, but like
Omori
drink recipes. Yeah.
Omori recipes, yeah.
Yeah, that's familiar.
He did it like one a day for a week, and then did all of the ones that he did at the end of the week, I think.
To Discord? I don't remember that.
No.
Okay.
Before I had the Discord out.
Oh, okay.
Let me just cover up my stuff here. Can't see.
It's so bright in here, I can't see anything.
Okay, so previously we worked on the pie and the leaf, the acorn. I think I did the acorn off stream actually. Pumpkin and the acorn squash I definitely did off stream. And in between Tuesday and now, I only got the apple finished, and this maple leaf done. Week was quite a mix of food, yeah. Alright, let's do the zoom in. Spike is concerned that cats are getting into, stuff.
Kuya is harassing Kobe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So, it's hard to see, particularly behind my light on the screen, but I put in veins on here. It's just in a color that's a little too close.
It looks better in real life, I promise. Matt's is gonna send the full cookbook.
Okay. Alright, I have some pieces cut out. I still have a bunch of these to work on, and I gotta finish them up real soon. So I can work on Christmassy ones. So I got stuff for stockings cut out. Socks. I want to do, I think it's called Fair Isle patterns with stitches as well.
This sucks.
It might not even come through. Corn's going to be the difficult one. I have all the pieces cut out and I have them secured, but I'm going to try to sew on through both sides and make it look nice. So that one might not be on stream, just so I can actually see what I'm doing.
Matt's posted the full cookbook here.
Okay.
Incomprehensible cookbook. Just notes, really. The onigiri,
Squash.
grilled eggplant, Orange Joe, hero sandwich.
Oh, it is hero and not gyro.
Yeah.
Pumpkin with tiny leaves. Pumpkin's so nice, you gotta do it twice. I still have to cut out the head for this turkey. I got my cider. I don't know how low I can go on the screen here. And then have a cinnamon stick sticking out of it. Not a drink for sake. So cool, pumpkins. Fair Isle? No, Fair Isle is what I said. Fair Isle sounds really cute though.
Yeah.
It's... Why don't you just look it up on your phone and describe it?
What am I looking up?
Fair, like F-A-I-R.
Fair Isle.
Yeah, I think it's one word. And then I got another leaf here, so I'll do this one off stream. Leaves are boring.
Oh.
And yeah, like the knit patterns, I guess. Like
This is what comes up on Google.
anybody could be able to see that? Yeah, they can. Okay. So like the reindeer patterns and things like that.
Matt says, I don't drink coffee often. Orange Joe really set me on the brink of puking. I believe it.
I believe it. Oh, man.
Well, wait, does it just say, like, orange juice?
Orange juice and coffee.
Yeah, that
That's
sounds
it.
horrible.
Yeah. And yeah, and I got one thing for my cornucopia set. So I'm just gonna pick the easiest thing to start with. Start with that.
The only mixed drinking I ever really tested was people came up with a what was it? It was a recipe for like Nuka-Cola or something like that from the Fallout series. Basically, you take, I believe it was Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, and something else, like maybe I want to say like a orange cream drink or something like that, or just maybe something a little bit more normal. No, it actually turned out pretty good. I mean, it's a lot of freaking soda, 3 cans. You just mix it all up. It's not overly sweet from the Mountain Dew. It's got kind of a balance of creamy. Like maybe it was just Dr. Pepper and Coke or something. So
Well, that would be fine. Yeah.
yeah. Well, no, it'd be Mountain Dew,
Oh, Mountain Dew.
Coke.
Coke. I mean, it's jungle juice. You never did jungle juice when you were a kid? I guess you didn't go out much when you were a kid, huh?
I did that sometimes, but only like after seeing something like that, and then eventually it's just like, well, this is kind of boring. I just want a Coke or something.
Boring. It was the most exciting thing.
Well, I found out about it like
When you were
later in
older.
life. Yeah, not when I was like a young lad.
Well, I didn't like know about it being a thing. I just did it.
I never even thought to do it. I, Knowing me, I'd probably get in trouble for like screwing around with the pop machines or whatever. Like,
Probably.
stop touching that thing.
Do y'all know what jungle juice is? Apparently there's a grocery, this is unrelated. Apparently there's a grocery chain in like Ohio or further south maybe called Jungle Jake's. And it's like a big deal.
Interesting.
Mats doesn't know what jungle juice is.
I mean, it's literally just mixing up whatever you find. Part of
Right.
the joke, depending on where you go, like a friend of ours has posted this image of oh hey, welcome.
Oh.
Who is Codename B?
Who is Codename B?
Who
I
is
couldn't
Codename
possibly
B?
make a guess.
Oh.
Hi.
So our friend
Welcome.
posted this image of at like the TSA at like airports, you're not supposed to bring liquids onto the plane, or at least under or over a certain amount. So you're supposed to dump your liquid in this thing, and so you imagine that is the true jungle juice, where there's a little bit
Oh.
of everything in there. Toby, you're not supposed to be over there. You've already broken my Lego set once. Get down.
I don't know if you truly said, but yeah, it's going up to a soda fountain, a
Self-serve. Yeah.
self-serve soda fountain, and just putting all of the flavors in your drink.
Toby is the menace of the house.
I feel like it's kind of moot now since there's so many of those machines where you add whatever syrups you want. You know, it's
I
like,
haven't seen that many of those machines. Like they're probably
don't go
plenty.
out at
Yeah,
all.
that's true.
I go out with my dad.
Why is there like food on my keyboard here?
Is it food?
Something gross.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I just assumed it was Toby that did it.
Yeah, he is the menace of the house.
It's true. He's always goofing off.
Better than goofing on? Question mark.
It's true. So how'd you two like my recent drawings? A rare bear, king crawler, and the king carnivore. I think I saw them all. Let me just double check.
I did see them all. I only remember the one from this morning.
I remember the centipede one. That one.
Oh, yeah, the
I
centipede
wasn't a
is a-
fan of.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, like. Yep,
It's
that's
well done.
It's
I'll
well
put,
done.
I'll put it
I
that
hate
way.
Yeah. And then that's the king carnivore.
It looks kind of like it has a pinwheel hat, and I don't know if that's supposed to be that way or not.
I would say yes.
Kobe, I thought I was gonna have an easier time today with Spike helping me out, but no.
No, we're
Since-
both here.
Since
so
we're
now,
both here, yeah,
this-
Toby is nowhere else in the world he'd want to be.
William, this link you posted,
Who's William?
I don't know who William is. This link you posted is clearly ripping off Brian David Gilbert's formula, but I will watch it later. I've only ever played
Okay,
like one or two of them. I'm not actually that familiar with the deep Mega Man lore.
I figured it was probably supposed to be a little plant. That's what Matt says, not a pinwheel hat.
So it does look a little plantish.
Like a little sprout.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing, honey?
He's got to play with all the fun stuff. By the way, did anyone actually say if the sound was better? I changed it. I
Oh.
cranked it up, but
Nobody said anything.
if anyone would be willing to comment on the volume of my voice, Sake says it's better. Thank you, Sake.
Sake.
Sake's got her back. Sake, Sake, do not abuse your power.
Had to double my normal volume. Oh no.
We've got the microphone cranked kind of loud. I don't know. Part of the problem is we're sharing one mic, so instead of our mouth being right next to it, you know, let me check something. Sorry for the volume.
It's okay, Sake.
People, do not abuse your power either.
Well, we can't smite code because this is his first stream, and I want him to come back whenever he can. I'm sewing now, but Toby is filling up the entire screen, so you can't see much. That's okay. Everybody would rather look at Toby anyways, I'm sure. Just my hand rest, yes. Oh, my arms are so tired, Toby. Wait, look up at the camera. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
People don't know what baka means or bakas. People who don't know what baka means or baka. Oh yeah.
2 bakas, 1 mic.
Sorry.
That's us.
Why was that so hard for me to understand? The baka cycle is true.
I didn't even see that message. The baka mic one.
Oh, 2 bakas, 1 mic. Oh man, we're slow.
Well, Spike is supposed to be reading this stuff for me, but there's a microphone and a light in front of the screen for both of us.
And I'm trying to fix stuff.
Yeah, and Spike's trying to make things nicer.
Wait, what is going on here? Touching stuff.
So, what are you doing, honey?
Goofing off.
Have to catch up on chat a bit.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of around, but like Sake and Habibul are trying to murder ban code, and we've got a cat just goofing off like crazy here, and then this microphone that I'm goofing off with.
Yeah.
I'm doing a heckin' concern for the for the stream. That feel when your cats and your mods are all goofing off. I swear. And there's another cat here.
Hi.
Kuya.
Oh, that was so cute. She just like, you know, did the on her back feet, looked up at Spike and went meow with her mouth wide open.
Oh, I know you don't like being picked up, but I'm picking you up, Kuya. Hi. Hi, honey. Welcome to the party. Kuya's like just off stream.
Yeah, that's
Everyone here is either a baka, a cat, or a mod. It is true.
Yeah.
Careful, don't press the keyboard.
You're the one who brought me up here.
This is the actual picture Matt's posted for the.
Oh, cute. Thank you for
It was spoiler tagged, but I clicked on it anyway.
Thank you for cropping that and for the spoiler tag.
Discord be hopping today.
So, I mentioned that I
3 cats, 2 bakas, 2 mods.
bought some games on the sale yesterday. I don't know if Spike noticed that. And, since Omori was on sale,
Uh-oh.
I bought Omori, so
Okay.
we'll get it over with soon.
Someday.
Whoa!
Whoa! I gotta play so I can watch you play, OMG.
Yes. Yeah, Sake. Spike's gotta play a bunch of games so I can play them on stream.
I know, I'm so lazy.
Woo!
Woo!
That one sounded a little
That was an echo.
Echoey, yeah.
My foam isn't doing its job.
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah. Woo, woo.
That's the echo.
That's the echo. I know.
Okay. Restricting my headphones a little bit. I thought you might want to wear the headphones in this relationship, but I also thought it'd be easier for you to hear me if you didn't have them on.
Probably. I thought about buying a Y cord for it, but I never got around to it. Too bad. It's probably gonna be discounted more in a month when it's the the game's anniversary. Sorry.
That's alright. It doesn't cost that much to begin with.
Yeah. At least tree fitty.
Ah! Gah! Oof. Having more trouble with this than I expected. So much for it looking nice. Oh. You're the first person to tell me it doesn't cost... It's like 15 or 20 tops? That's not that much. When my janky Pokemon Violet costs $60.
Well, that's Nintendo for you.
$25. What?
Well, no, base price is probably 25.
I can't look up that on my phone. Like,
Well,
I can, but I don't want to.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Weird.
Sake agrees that it's cheap, and in an indie game, so that matters. Yeah, in the US it's 20.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think it really depends on the indie game, because there's
Well,
quite a few
yeah,
that are, like, very short, that are very cheap.
Even if they're good, sometimes it's hard to accept a $15 or $20 price tag on it. You know, if you're only playing like an hour worth of gameplay, that's whatever.
Right.
But yeah, 15's not bad. I've
Good
spent
Hollow
more than
Knight.
$15 on games.
Yeah, how much did you pay for Hollow Knight?
I don't know. I don't know if I actually got Hollow Knight on sale or not. I might have
Well,
paid
I mean,
full price for it, but that was like $15 and always goes on sale. Said Sake.
yeah, and Hollow Knight is huge and amazing.
Well, Hollow Knight is a great example. If anything, I mean, like, maybe they should be charging more, because I think all
Yeah.
the DLC they have is free.
I bought Little Nightmares 2 and, like, DLC stuff. I couldn't buy the pack that had all of it in there because it had Little Nightmares 1 in it, and it's like, you can only purchase this as a gift.
Oh.
So I was, like, trying to figure out what was included in what things, and
Oh, yeah. Matt can't wait to see us play it.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna buy Silk Song when that comes out, though. Like, screw waiting for sale.
Yeah.
I've got too many games to play.
Not to mention my games.
Exactly.
Oh, I did buy something that you need to play first.
Yeah. What game? Or do you not want to say it?
I'll say it. I mean, it's DLC for Outer Wilds.
Oh, right.
So I need you to play it first. I probably won't play Outer Wilds on stream. Because personally I need Spike to help me with the ship mechanics.
I have a lot of games.
But yeah, for the DLCs. I mean, ours added up together might not equal Sake's.
Oh, probably not. Sake has a ridiculous number of games.
Sake also shares with a lot of, like, shares
Yeah.
to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
So they get a lot of use out of it.
Yeah. I was tempted to play Cyberpunk again after watching the show, but I never got around to it. But I have to borrow it from Sake's games.
What would be the best way to go about the library? I could probably just do a screenshot sometime and post it on the Discord.
Maybe, assuming it fits.
There are ways to take, like, like longer screenshots and things.
Sake says, I have 512 on my own with the combined libraries of people I'm sharing with right now. It goes up to 765.
Oh my god.
What?
I was thinking yours was at like 300 something. It's gone up since last I heard about it.
Yeah, Mats, we're talking about taking a screenshot.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do multiple if needed. Ob.
Ob.
Da-da-da.
Yeah. On my OG?
That's true. Oh, I just not downloaded, I just added to my library a free game that I saw Gab Smulders play yesterday. It looks very short but very cute. It's called Doggone Hungry.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's free to play, and I was just like, this is cute. I love it.
Sake says, oh yes. Kind of backtracking. Oh, sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I'm just bumping because that's how I pass space when you're not here.
Sewing together fabrics.
Yeah.
Backtracking a little bit. Whisper's probably said it before. Spike has 308 apparently. Kokiri has 117. Not small games. No. It was actually funny, so now I have to say this. I have to think this might have been not quite a decade ago, but maybe 5+ years ago. I was at work and a friend at my work brought his computer to work for some reason. I don't remember if he was like trying to fix something or if he was trying to do something for someone at work.
His computer to work?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think he had the
His
two in
desktop.
there.
What?
I don't think he had the word two in there. His computer work, and it was
His
confusing
computer
for
work.
me. I
No,
apologize.
he brought his computer to work, and he was goofing off with it a bit. And he's kind of a weirdo. Like he was really not really obsessed with Oh shoot, what's the game? It's one of those popular Milsim games. He's really obsessed with that and like making it so that it would render like super long distances and stuff like that.
Foxhole.
No, that's not like a hardcore game or whatever.
It's a milsim though,
Not as much.
but it is a milsim. I get points for that.
Sure.
I'm really bad at this, okay?
Okay.
Sniper Elite, how about that? Not really a milsim.
No. But so anyways, oh, you dropped one of your boats there. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't do that. Toby did that.
So anyways, the point being, he brought his desktop to work, and like he pulled up his Steam library and was like, check this out. And honestly, like he had like 20 games or less or something, and he was like impressed by that. And I'm like, sorry bro, but like I've got like 100+ games or something right now. He like, what? I think he felt a little bad for it, but like
I mean, maybe all of his games were like $60 each or something,
probably,
you know?
yeah. I did mention some of the games that I have were probably free games, and then I think when I said that, he was like, oh well, that's it, you know.
Yeah, but not like 100 of them.
Right.
Also, how many Borderlands DLCs fill up that?
The DLCs do not count as extra games unless they're literally separate games. So Borderlands like
Okay.
1, 2, 3 are
I don't
separate
know.
games, but
I'm
then,
always
yeah,
getting
they do show up like
updates on them, and I'm just like, come on.
Sake says. Also, yeah, factoring in DLC makes your info worth go wild. Yeah. Well, yeah, you can actually get some dollar amounts for your accounts or something, can't you? Matt says I have like 50-ish games, almost all boing indie games with price range of free to $15.
Nice. Yeah. Also, we've been on Steam for 15 years or something.
More than 15 years for me.
How old am I?
It would have
Yeah, I guess it's more like 18 for me.
been longer for me, but originally back in the day, my brother and I bought the orange box, which was TF2, Portal, some other
Half-Life
stuff.
2.
Half-Life 2, I think.
Those are the three. Like,
Counter-Strike. Me too.
I purposefully did not buy the orange box because I only wanted to play Portal.
Yeah.
Because Portal was my first
FPS.
FPS.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not buying the orange box to play these games that I can't play.
amazing games. However, the problem is we bought it together, and then we basically made a shared account, and then he kept the account and I got my own, which I'm a little butt mad about because he has like my Counter-Strike games, but granted I never play them anyways, but it's made playing Gary's mod very hard because you're missing like 2/3 of the textures that everyone uses. Matt says, Spike, you must learn the ways of talking mats? Oh,
Yeah.
if a word doesn't make sense, try switching two letters next to each other or try changing one vowel for another. If that still doesn't work, sound out the word that it was typed and try to determine what word it sort of sounds like. Yeah, I know, but it originally sounded like you were going to say all boring indie games, and I didn't really want to say that because I figured that was wrong. I didn't think it was being, so sorry about that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've been working on it.
I'm getting pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I trimmed my nails and now I can't do this very well.
I love the release energies skull in Omori. Skill? Release?
Relic?
Relic?
Hold this, please.
Sorry. I'm distracted.
Don't pull it tight.
Test pass. Ah, testing us. What the heck? Wait, who passed though?
Well, relic makes more sense than release.
It does make it kind of makes more sense. Well,
Don't pull.
Sorry.
Just hold.
I love the release energy skill in Omori is what I was supposed to say.
Oh, skill.
Yeah.
I didn't say skill. You passed. I didn't. I said skull.
I get a gold sticker now. Gold skull. Yeah.
Don't pull.
Sorry.
Stop.
It's I'm just.
I don't know why this one's such a butt.
I am the invincible demonic skull. Yeah, it's true.
I can't help but think of that Winnie the Pooh movie. Christopher Robin's going to skull. Okay, let go.
Oh yeah, so rewinding again, Whisper probably said this a million years ago, but Outer Wilds is a great game. Not to be confused with the Outer Worlds.
Outer Milds.
No. Codename B. I'd terrorize the Caribbean. I'd torture the living. I'd demolish the what I meant to say was I'd use it to pet kittens. I feel like this is a reference.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess it's that point and click.
Oh.
Pony Island something.
Murray. Escape from Monkey Island.
Monkey Island.
Yeah, it sounds like the remake of that wasn't all that great. Murray, the talking skull. Wait.
This is not a Dresden Files thing.
Right.
That's like Bob or something.
Yeah. That's Bob, yeah.
Sake's on it.
Sake's on it.
What about the skull from The Last Unicorn? No, wait, that's a skeleton, not just a skull, I think.
I mean, he's got a skull.
Okay, you know what? Get out of here.
Happy birthday to the ground. William and I picked up listening to the audiobooks again on the way to Mo. He's called The Skull.
To Mo, to Missouri.
Audiobooks for Dresden Files or audiobooks for the other thing you're talking about?
I guess was
What you were
to
saying.
the audiobooks. I'm guessing Dresden Files, but it's good to clarify.
Yeah, for Dresden. I still haven't gotten past the book. The book Deadbeat. No, I think I finished Deadbeat.
Deadbeat's like number 3. You've
No.
definitely
Dead Rights?
beats the one with the marching and the
Oh, no, I don't think so.
the dinosaurs.
No, I don't think
Yes,
so.
that's why it's called Beat.
Here's the difference. No, here's a reference no one's going to understand. No, it's not Nomori. My skull feels as if it can turn into slime anytime because my brain is on fire. Bar Guy. What a mood. Metal Crusher Remix. Grave Peril is book 3.
Okay. Deadbeat is the one with the dinosaur, though.
Stormfront, Full Moon, Grave Peril, Summer Night, Death Mask, Blood Rights, Deadbeat. Others I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I finished Deadbeat, and then I started one of the next books like 3 times, and I like it. I just get distracted or something.
The skull turning into slime, brain on fire, bar guy makes me think of Undertale.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bar guy has a fire head. I have no idea. But
Oh, also Matt said Metal Crusher Remix. I couldn't figure out what they were talking about.
the song.
I don't have the
Yeah.
headphones on, so I can't hear the music.
That probably also aided in my thinking of Undertale.
Undertale, yeah. Grillby is just Flameburger. It's true. I haven't been to Flameburger in a little while. Like, I haven't sworn off the spicy stuff, but I've kind of been.
Sake talking about our restaurant Flameburger that Sake maybe has been to once? Or not?
I have no idea. I thought they were one time.
Yeah. Okay. What was I gonna say?
Skull Crusher music.
Gotta get the pie. It's not Undertale. You aren't gonna figure out. It's too obscure. Well, fine. I can say obscure things that you won't understand. No, that's fine. You're so distracting, Spike.
Spike, please join my stream. Spike, you're too distracting. That was not the emote. I tried to click, but screw it. Now I'm holding a knife. Wacha!
It's hard to see with my background being black. I can turn that off, though. You can hit the thing there.
Oh. Oh, it's that one?
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, the thing is, I have a widget. Is that what those are called?
Yeah, kind of.
To make my screen black, but
it
just inverts it. So since my Discord is set to dark mode, you can see the things by inverting it and making it white.
Weird.
So it's not like a great thing, but
Speaking of skulls, I'm playing Binding of Isaac to unlock the tainted characters. Listening to Isaac's parents fight over and over again is getting progressively triggering.
oh no.
I believe it. Man, I've only unlocked like one of the tainted, mainly because I'm just bad at finding the red key. And sorry for that bump if that was a problem. Kuya, come out!
See how far this is sticking off the table.
I mean, that's kind of normal. The problem.
Oh wait, no, it's this table. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Do you have a favorite tainted character yet? Binding of Isaac will forever be the only roguelike I'll never like and never buy. Is there a specific reason? I know you've talked about it before, you just don't like it.
I wanted to say that I've read a bunch of the Dresden Files, and by read I mean listened to the audio books that was shared to me by Codename. More than Spike. Because I interned at an apple orchard, and I had lots of time to listen. The end.
Code says I'm just unlocking them, I haven't tried them yet, about to get Eve. Matt says why? Answer is simple, too much RNG, and the aesthetic just feels ugh.
That's fair. I was pretty turned off by the aesthetic when I first saw it. I don't love it still, but
I kind of like it. It's interesting.
And I don't play it because bullet hells are not for me.
After a certain point, I started liking it more because it just got easier to get these ridiculously overpowered characters, and I started not being so terrible. I got hit by every bullet. Speaking of roguelites, did Spike end up playing Dead Estate? No.
No, that's... I'm trying to say what it is, but I can't help but think of endoparasitic for no reason. Even though I tried the demo for Dead Estate. Let's see, yeah, Spike was busy when I was trying the demo.
Oh, yeah, you wanted me to try the demo, I think.
Yeah.
You could have just asked me to look it up on my phone and stuff.
No.
I guess I'm interested. The problem is, like, I'm supposed to be playing these games that a Whisper wants to play before they play it on stream. Yeah, your phone kind of
sucks.
Oh, here we go. No. Overwhelmingly positive.
It reminds me of Enter the Gungeon more than anything else right now.
It is 35% off right now.
Oh. Like,
oh, right. Yeah,
Spike
this
plays
is the
games
weird...
in background of stream.
This is the screwed. Yeah.
That picture always makes me think of Aaron Hansen.
In theory, we could. It would be weird though.
It'd be weird.
And I'd probably have to like set up a second mic or something. This is the bizarre one because it's like isometric instead of
Right.
Yeah, I kind of like the art style. Well, like I have Dead Cells, and originally I got that when it was like not super early access, but Whisper was like, you'll probably really like this game, and I played a little bit and then I forgot about it, and I played a little bit more and I forgot about it. Dead Estate is a simple roguelike on the surface, but I promise you the deeper you dig, the more epic it gets. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Add it to my growing pile.
Keep getting stuck on the plant.
Yeah. There was well, it's funny when you first started playing Undermine.
Yeah.
Undermined. I can never remember the right name.
Just current tense. Undermine.
Undermine. That one, I remember you were struggling with the first boss, and then I think I beat it for you, but then I wasn't expecting it to like permanently beat that boss for you. And then we're like, oh. Matt says, I like the art style, says everyone who looked at the second screenshot of the shopkeeper on the store page. That's not the only reason. But it's a good
yeah,
screenshot.
that actually was what turned me off. Sorry, I'm not a massive chest fan, personally. People are allowed to like it. I just don't, and
yeah.
I want some of my preferences to be shown around. You know? Also a negative for me. Chubby. Yeah, we need more chubbies. I was so disappointed when May turned out to be just very oddly proportioned. Super hourglass. Not the only thing I've been disappointed with Overwatch for. I should draw more chubby people on stream.
It's weird. I feel like I haven't seen May in Overwatch like for a while, and it's kind of true because they disabled her because she was so broken. Well, and they also waited a while to remove her. It's just screwed up. Matt says, but the gameplay holds up for it. They have a chess joke going on in the original prototype of the game, and they were just because of the original having it. The full game now has it. Okay. Kind of like the Lara Croft thing or whatever from the original Tomb Raider.
Oh, I was thinking like chests that you open like wooden chests or things.
Well, that might be part of the joke, like a play on words, kind of.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Tales of... No. Trails of the Sky? Oh god, if Habib's still here, help me out.
Trial of the Dragon. It's a long story.
Trails in the Sky, thank you. That has a, Oh, Habib could say this one so much better than me.
Trial of the Dragon!
Every time you open a chest, you get the stuff, and if you open it again, there's unique dialogue. And when people translated it, they made sure to like put in unique dialogue for that. That didn't exist earlier or something. Like not in an earlier English version or something like that.
Sake's got the angry flame sword cat.
Sorry, I'm butchering this.
Shut up, Nautico.
If you're interested in watching Trails in the Sky, watch Habib's streams. Also Raft and other things. Excuse me while I pick at the skin on my finger. Sorry.
Sake says I lurk sometimes.
Thank you, Sake.
I think Sake was talking about lurking Habib's.
I know.
Oh.
Thank you, Sake.
Thank you, Sake. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Oh well.
Did it have to do with chests?
Maybe. I think it's been a while since I've seen Habib's live.
It's, he had a long break.
Habib says, in the original version of the game, it just says this chest is empty or something, but instead of it referencing a single source of code for that, each chest was individually coded with a unique text that said this chest is empty, so the localizers had some fun with it.
Yeah.
Sake says, I hope you had a good break, Habib's. Habib says, I don't really know much about coding. If that sounds wrong, sorry. No, that actually is a perfect way to describe it. Usually what you would do is you would have the chest, if empty, just reference the single line that says the chest is empty,
Right.
and then you don't have a bunch of redundant code. You save a lot of memory space, which on older cartridges you needed to. Matt says, I want to learn code and make the Pico 8 games. Nice. Well, I mean, technically it's already made, isn't it? Or are there other Pico 8 games? Pico 8 games, I believe, are the game from Celeste. So originally, when Celeste came out, well, it was part of, I think, one of those 24-hour game jam things where people just make a game in 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
And Matt says, what?
Just a minute, Matt. I think I can...
Okay.
So continue, Spike.
So, assuming I remember the story correctly, so they made a very basic version of Celeste, pre-Celeste, in 24 hours, and people liked it so much that they made a full game out of it. But so you can actually play the original Celeste game in Celeste. I believe you saw that when I was playing it.
I imagine what Matt's was saying, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is to remake them, like, as part of the process of learning code.
Oh, sure.
Not to... I don't know what you were thinking.
Matt says it wasn't a game jam thing, it was a passion project. Oh no, Sake posted an image and says tomorrow. Oh my god.
I'm so loved! Oh my gosh!
Matt says Pico 8 is an entire game engine. Okay.
Oh, okay. Shows what I know.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, wait. Who made Pico 8? Was that the Celeste developers, or was that they just made it in the Pico 8? Oh, okay. Shows what I know. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, wait. Who made Pico 8? Was that the Celeste developers, or was that they just made it in the Pico 8? Oh,
Pay
hi,
attention to
buddy.
me.
Oh, yep. On its website, you can play like 2,000 web games on a mini TV. Hi, buddy. Looking for snuggle time?
Oh my
kisses,
god,
kisses.
he's
I
getting
love you
kisses on the
too.
nose.
I got kisses on the nose.
Smelly, disgusting kisses.
It's true, he has terrible breath.
No, Pico 8 was not made by Celeste devs. While many think they did because of confusing words, they just used the engine to make Celeste classic. I'm getting biscuits, and I'm getting beautiful pie tomorrow. Now I feel like we have to make our cheesy potatoes beautiful.
So it says here on Wikipedia under Celeste, Celeste is a 2018 platform game designed and directed and written by Maddie Thorson and programmed by Thorson and Noel Berry. It is a remake of the Pico 8 game of the same name, made by Thorson and Berry during a game jam in 2016. Set on a fictional version of Mount Celeste, it follows a young woman named Madeline who attempts to climb the mountain and must face her inner demons in her quest to reach the summit. Pico 8 Celeste is nowadays called Celeste Galactus, and Sake says it's got cats, that's all that matters. Wait, what has cats?
The pie.
Oh, the pie does have cats, yes. That's all that matters.
I don't... Was that sent to our or sent to this Discord, or was it sent to our Discord?
No, that was yours.
Okay. Yeah, Sake is bringing pie to me tomorrow, and it's beautiful. Yeah. Ah. Wild, confusing times. Yeah. I've got a cat on my lap. It's hard to work like this. He likes head scritchies, though.
My Discord is not being... On the Pico 8 website, you can actually find an official Celeste 2. No, seriously, it exists. Celeste has a sequel. Is it actually made by the same people? I'll look it up. It's on itch.io too. Pico 8. Pico 8. No, I didn't know that the Pico 8 was a whole website. That's crazy.
The whole engine. Okay.
You can buy the engine for $15 or buy something for $15.
Why'd you think I said official? Spike is just particularly cautious about stuff. So I got the 3 bumps here. I'm just gonna make some little lines like this, and then I'll be done with this wash. Pico 8 is a game engine, a website, and sometimes a handheld.
Sake says something can be official without being made by the same person. I know. Yay, squash. Wait, why squash?
This is a squash.
That's not a squash. That's a weird looking pumpkin. Not to use spiked tomatoes. That was about the official thing.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever. Matt says, since Flash is dead, whenever I'm bored at work, I open up the website and play whatever random stuff is on the featured page. I mean, people still make HTML games, which is the, whatever you want to call it, a successor of Flash. I don't really dive into that stuff anymore, so I don't know what is still a thing. I'm pretty sure Newgrounds is still a thing. They probably use HTML5 now.
Newgrounds is still a thing. I'm pretty sure.
Codename B says, a lot of people have been working hard to convert all the old Flash content to HTML5. Yeah, well, I mean, they've been doing that for a really long time, so granted, there's probably also a lot of stuff that's that needs to be converted. Yeah, how would that even work, on something like Newgrounds? If the original creator does it, then that's great and all, but if they don't do it, are fans allowed to do it? Matt says, yeah, but HTML5 doesn't cut it for easy access. With Pico 8, you just open up the page and click a game and start. What do you mean it doesn't cut it for easy access? As far as I know, you just open it and it runs on your computer, unless it's, I mean, depending on what browser you have, and I guess it might not work as great for, it probably doesn't work as great for mobile phones, but I guess I don't know. It's hard to completely explain. Alright. Yeah, I'll definitely check out the Pico 8 thing, though. I've never been on that website. I've done a few HIO stuff. Think of that image of Coraline's dad on your computer caption, HTML5 programmer converting yet another 1998 anime dress-up doll game for Flash. Yeah, I believe it. Are you winning, Dad? You've seen that, right?
You're not referring to Coraline, you're referring to the meme.
Yeah, well, no, see, there's a scene in Coraline where Coraline's dad is at the computer.
Yeah.
And that's what the meme is from.
Oh.
Code just said it, like, right there, or whatever. William's cackling, I believe it.
I didn't know that was related to the movie.
It's literally a scene in the movie. Hold on, I'll pull out the image for you.
Oh, I'm thinking of the stick figures. Are you winning, son?
Oh, that's not Coraline. That's something completely different, but I've seen a version of the Coraline's dad one where Coraline says, "Are you winning, Dad?"
I haven't seen that version.
That's just like a one-off or whatever with added text. Toby, calm down. He's got to explore. Oh my gosh. Toby might have seen a bird out of the window. Is it a bird? You want to get in my hoodie? You want to get your claw stuck in my armpit again? Come on.
I trimmed his claws, so it should be better.
Come on. Womp womp. Fine.
He's doing that to the cat.
I'm doing it to the cat.
It's not obvious at all.
Oh, poor Toby. He's just looking for a good time. You better not be like getting poop on my keyboard. Cat butt all over my keyboard.
He doesn't have a poop problem. I mean, there's always the chance, I guess. But
yeah.
It's not like a commonplace occurrence for Toby.
Just tail to the face.
Yeah, right in the face.
Bam.
Okay. Squash. It's done.
No. This is squash.
Be careful, there's needles in here.
I know. Oh, it's dead. Yeah, it's true.
Toby likes to make it
Squished
easy.
to death. More like squashed to death. Oh, Sake did say squashed to death. Sorry. Toby B. It's true. He's helping. Angry cat. Don't eat the plant.
Not for you, honey. It's not even a living plant.
That's why it tastes so good. So naughty. Such a goofball. Stop goofing off. This cat is out of control. Hey, no, do not.
Is that the other boat?
Yes.
Yay! I found the third boat.
Matt says, please keep in mind these 4 things. 1, Pico 8 has a universal button language. The O button logo is Z, and the cross button logo is X. Arrow keys are self-explanatory. 2, on the main Pico 8 game page, you will see a TV. Clicking play will play a random game from the feature plays. The carts to the side are games you can select. Clicking more carts takes you to the full featured page. You pause with either P or Enter. If both don't work, there's a pause button in the down right corner of every game. 4. Some games don't have a tutorial. They actually look in game descriptions. They're basically old school manuals. Okay.
Fun.
This one's fun.
Tell me where to put my needle. It's not this one.
Is it off to the side, to the right?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, granted, the only problem is, like the before conversation, I don't have all that much time. Like, maybe I could pull out a game or something while I'm, oh no.
How did this happen?
It's, angle.
Probably impossible to see, but...
Yeah, maybe I could open up, Pico 8 or whatever out during my lunch break at work, but... I don't know how much Sake has been watching, but I posted in a different Discord, Pestily playing Tarkov with his neighbor and basically kind of forcing him to learn how to play the game. And it makes me want to play Tarkov. But the only problem is he's not really teaching him very well. The goal is he wants to get his neighbor to level 15, and his neighbor, he probably plays more games than you do, Whisper. But he's not very good at PC games. He's much more like a controller gamer. Like, he's played Borderlands and stuff like that. Toby, please don't play with that. And of course, for those who don't know, Tarkov is a ridiculously hardcore and difficult game. So it's just kind of interesting, funny to watch. Sake says, I haven't seen the whole VOD. I was watching his new vid of Dark and Darker earlier. They're up to part, like, 5 or 6, and they're expecting, like, 16 hours total in order to get to level 15. Yeah, I did skip a little bit on the,
Sorry, Toby, you did a very funny thing.
Whoa, wait, is there a new video of Dark and Darker, or was that the interview? Matt says, oh, and all games have a maximum 128 by 128 pixel ratios and a total of 16 colors to select from with max game size of 150 megabytes. They're designed to be limited in short-term experiences, which is also why I like them so much, so don't be expecting too much.
Okay.
Today I thought, said Sake, oh, there must be a new video then. Well, I don't think I've seen that one. I might be caught up with the Tarkov videos, but like each video is about an hour long because it's not trimmed gameplay, it's the full VODs, and so they're like discussing the different ways to differentiate the rocks. So like a big boulder is called a Steve. A enormous boulder like a cliffside boulder is a Steven. A bunch of little rocks is a Stevie, but then for some reason a single rock is called a Sue, or something like that. And so they've been kind of arguing about it because I think they misunderstand each other and they have to like start all over. It's not the entirety of the video or each of the videos, but it comes up a little bit more often because the one guy he compares himself to, like, I don't remember what it was, like a rock being pulled along by Pestily. Pestily is like one of the best players of the game, and this guy is just like along for the ride. It's silly.
So Spike likes Tarkov.
Yeah, I have not played for a while though.
Because you've been busy playing some other game with my cousin?
Yeah, I was playing Sake says, Aqua yesterday. Yeah, I think I queued up the video, but I haven't watched it yet. Toby! You're breaking stuff! It wasn't me! Yeah, I was playing, the new Call of Duty DMZ with, Whisper's cousin, not Habibul, Panda cousin. It's pretty fun. The way I described it to Panda is that it's chaos, but it's like controlled chaos. It's a very fast-paced game. It's not very punishing, kind of.
Sorry, I just thought of something entirely unrelated. Finish your thing and then I'll...
Okay, yeah, I won't be long.
I'll bring it up.
So I found it fun, but Pestily actually came out with a video talking about not great stuff about it. He did say he liked it and he wants it to succeed, but there's some significant problems with it and they need to add some more stuff to it. And the worst part is they were like, oh yeah guys, we're coming out with this new game mode, it's basically like Tarkov, you'll love it, and then last minute they slapped this beta tag on it. Oh, how do I even describe this? No one knew it was supposed to be a beta release, and so all of the sudden, like a few days before it dropped, they slapped the beta tag on it, which kind of, it doesn't really make it okay, because that's kind of not fair. And a lot of like AAA companies are pulling this BS with the whole calling things like beta when in reality they should release a full freaking game. But whatever. Anyways, I found it fun. It'd be nice if they actually fix some of the problems, and it'd be nice to see where it goes. And it's free to play, so it's kind of hard to argue with that. You were gonna say something completely unrelated.
You said controlled chaos.
Yeah.
And that made me think of that disco ball game. Where
Disco ball game.
You have to hold onto the ball.
That was Splitgate. Splitgate was so funny. I wasn't expecting it. It's basically a Halo clone, but instead of it being like normal Halo rules, I don't remember if they have like the overshield thing like Halo does it, but the main gimmick is you get like a portal gun, exactly like in Portal. You have, you know, like your red portal, blue portal, or they're colored for your teams. But it's really cool because like your teammates can use your portals, and then you can just use your portals to pop behind people and shoot them in the head and stuff like that. Great fun. But then one of the game modes, which is a game mode basically ripped off from Halo and other similar games, I forget what they call it. It's like reverse hot potato. You want the potato, and by holding the potato you gain points. In Splitgate, it's a disco ball, but when you hold the disco ball, you can't shoot guns. But I think you have like a one-hit kill with it. So I grab the disco ball and I go down into this like bottom corridor, and I'm just kind of running in circles because I run to the end of the corridor, pop through my portal, and then I just rinse and repeat. And I keep finding people and bonking them on the head from behind. And I got this ridiculous kill streak, and we won the game because no one could kill me. I just kept going in loops in the basement. Steal the Bacon is the name of that game mode. I believe it. I don't think they called it that in this game, in Splitgate, but I totally believe that that's a thing. Oh, that was so funny. It felt good to play the game. It was very fun. I was just laughing my rear off. I did not expect to have that much fun.
And then you never played it again.
Well, yeah. I think part of the concern is that if I had played more, I'd probably be playing with like people who actually know how to play the game. And it's not that I wanted to, dumpster on noobs, but
you are just a little bit better than noobs, so you don't want to be dumpstered on.
Yeah. If I had friends who were also playing with it, I'd probably play it, but it's another one of those things like I don't really want to play a Halo or a Halo clone over and over and over again. Matt says, oh hey, now that I think about it, you know how I posted a very small snippet of every drawing I had skipped over? I'm curious what you think is the full picture. I'm gonna have to double check.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Uh-oh. Oh yeah, so Sake, I queued up this video, but I haven't watched it yet. The Naked Freaks Aqua video.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see. I think Matt's posted that in the art channel. Share your art.
Yeah.
Small snippet. Oh, right. Matt says, honestly, I have no idea what I'm looking at. Although, I love I should not be drawing these at 1 a.m. I'm sure, Sake and some other people can relate. So these are
same.
like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sake says immediately same.
It was a late night on vacation in France. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Like, I mean, I see a foot there, I see an arm, I see the top of a head, and maybe a face, and
I'm thinking beaver.
a beaver.
Yeah, because it's got this paddle-looking thing. That's a beaver tail, clearly.
Oh, well...
No, it's not. Not probably not.
I
Just
mean,
like...
okay, I mean, I can see what you're getting at there. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Which one do you think is a beaver? Oh, I thought it was an amalgamation of the different pictures. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Oh, yeah.
There's a paddle-looking shape with an X on it. That makes me think of a beaver tail. Beavers live... Well, beavers are my grandma's neighbors.
No.
My grandma lives basically on a beaver pond. Also, yeah, now I see it.
Code, don't try to fix your car.
Code couldn't drive on gravel.
Oh, that's not fair. Be nice to Code. I mean, I love giving him crap for that, but at the same time, like, yeah, Code sliped on gravel. Yeah, that was like his first time on gravel. That's not fair.
Yes.
I got your back, Code.
My grandma lives on a gravel.
Unsubscribe. No! Okay, here's what I'll start my own Twitch channel, and I'll invite Code, and Code will be my mods. You have to unsubscribe for that to be a good threat. Oh, no.
Also,
Code, are you not subscribed?
Also, I only have follows right now because I'm not a
Oh, yeah, that's
affiliate.
true. Habibel says, poor Codename B comes into stream and gets harassed by Whisper instead of banned by me and Sake. Sake says, keck.
Thing happened. There it is. Thank
Oh,
you
there
for
it
the
is.
follow.
Oh my gosh.
Even if it was an unfollow, follow back. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot. There's a difference between subscribing and following.
It's different for different platforms, so it's annoying.
Don't forget to hit that like bell and smash that thumbs up for a subscribe. Sake says, first time on gravel, in the middle of nowhere, and he was anxious because he hadn't been driving for long. I had been kidnapped, in quotations, and left him all kinds of snacks, and then boom, car death. Yeah, well, and he was lost, too. His GPS was going to the wrong place. Granted, I don't remember if you guys gave him an address or, like, coordinates. Yeah, the paintball arena.
That's wrong.
Well, and then William calls us, and we're, like, on our way out, and I'm like, you're, like, an hour away. Who used an address to get up to Grandma's?
Not my grandma's.
Not Kiri's grandma's. It was, people says you just take, like, 3 turns and you're there. It's true, but the turns are very far apart.
You come from a different spot. I have to take at least 4 extra turns to get onto your road.
Sake says it's unfortunate that we had no signal there, or we could have received his call and go and gotten him. Yeah, just a lot of crap happening. Matt says, me, who is just a random stranger on the internet, has no context for any of this. Smile. Yeah. So basically, as a sort of surprise, I don't remember the specifics. I think this might have been one of the first times Sake was meeting a friend of ours.
Yes.
We were going to said friends like cabin or family cabin way out in the woods.
This is also my first time meeting this friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was like a big deal.
And so it was for Code's birthday, for the first time they met Myrrh. But then to be fun, they kidnapped Sake. Heavy quotations there, so, you know, no actual kidnappings occurred. Let it be known. But then, so Code had to figure out how to get there, but his GPS wasn't working, phone signals weren't working, and then he was supposed to take a left turn for legal purposes. This is a joke. Thank you, people. He was supposed to take a left turn onto this dirt road, but he was like on gravel and he wasn't expecting it, so he slammed on his brakes, and then when you slam on your brakes on gravel, you just slide, and he slid right into a ditch. It was not fun times.
This was like, I don't know, almost a decade ago as well.
Yeah, this was...
So it wasn't like everybody had their smartphone in their back pocket and loads of data.
Well,
I
mean,
some of these things existed, but it's not the same as it is now.
Yeah. And
we
especially
probably used your TomTom to get there.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I had a TomTom GPS. So all it did was GPS stuff, and I'm sure Code had one as well. But you know, out in the boonies, you can still find places that don't get cellular access just because it sucks out there. So yeah. Fortunately, well, he was able to get towed out of it, and I think it ran fine. And I think we cleaned out a bunch of the dirt. In the Netherlands, we have the TomTom. It's still a popular brand. TimTom. Wait, are you serious that it's called TimTom? But yeah, they still make the TomTom. I did not misspell. Funny. Okay, well, is the TimTom a GPS device, or is that something else?
Well, and what's that candy, like Tim Tams?
Oh, it sounds
There's
about right.
some kind of candy called Tim Tams. Something like that. Same thing, different name. Interesting.
Well, and I recently found out that even if I wanted to use my TomTom, it wouldn't work because they like refused to do updates on them or something. Timbits. But I think part of that could be like a hardware issue. They don't want to deal with it and blah blah, but it kind of sucks, you know. But nowadays, I mean, I have my phone anyways, so I'll just use my phone. Granted, if you don't have a smartphone, then it'd make more sense to want like a GPS device. And oh boy, did I need a GPS device. I just am not good at navigating.
Yeah. Well, let's see. You waited until you were 18 to drive for various reasons. William was older before he started driving all the time, at least. I was 16, so I have like 5 years of driving experience on you.
Probably.
Because of our age difference.
Probably.
And now I don't drive at all anymore.
Now you don't drive at all.
Because I stay home all the time.
I wish I could stay home all the time.
I know.
Except I make you go do grocery shopping, so I guess that makes up for it. Thank you.
Habibul totally drives. Yep.
Habibul drives the light rail when the conductor isn't looking. Yoink.
Habibul lives in the city.
Sake says, I definitely drive.
Sake also lives in the city.
Codename B drives this guy crazy. It's true.
I forgot. I had something that I was gonna add to this, but I don't remember.
Something about driving experience, TomToms, GPS, navigation.
I don't know.
So anyways, don't pretend to kidnap your friends and then make your friend go on an epic journey all by themselves when they're not used to driving out in the country. Poor Code. Yep. So yeah, see, that one is Sake, that one is Myrrh, and that one's probably Simon. Matt says, I like getting lost. Habibul says, got it, just kidnap your enemies. Yeah, that makes more sense. I mean, like, going on like a walkabout or something like that could be really cool, but like in the sense of it's not hard to get back, or you're not trying to get somewhere. Sake says he just rolled up with dirt and flowers in the front of his car. Yeah, I remember like scraping that crap out, trying to, like, because if he had left it in there, his car probably would have overheated and died on the way home. Especially because how long was that trip? Was that like a 3 or 4 hour trip?
Oh, I thought it was like a 2-hour trip.
Maybe it was like 2 hours. Yeah, it wasn't that long. Oh, believe I looked up where William said he was, and that was an hour away from where we were at the time, which was basically right next to my house. Sake says it was similar to the drive to Kokiri's grandma, I thought.
Hmm.
That one is a 3 or 4 hour
Depends
drive.
on where you're coming from.
Oh yeah, that's
if
true.
you're in the city, then you can take 65 straight up.
Okay.
But if you're coming from like our house, we have to hit up 35 first.
I'm gonna go get a drinky poo. Do you want anything? You got water?
I got my water.
Water. Matt
Use
says.
a tissue though.
Matt says, one time I tried taking a shortcut back home from piano lessons, then got lost, but instead of going back the way I came, I decided to go forward with a spirit of adventure. Even if things turned out bad, I had a phone so I could just call my dad to come pick me up. But no, I went on an epic 6-hour long adventure looking for home. I'll take that water too, Spike. Thanks. I'll email it to you, Habibel.
I've gone on like, oh, I missed my thing to go home. I'm just gonna like wiggle my way there. And by that I mean like, for the most part, I have a pretty decent sense of direction outside. And I have a pretty decent sense of like which direction home is. So as long as I'm going in that direction, I can get there. I've done that a few times. But I've certainly not taken like a 6-hour long adventure. I think my sister got stuck on the 494 loop before.
Oh no.
Not stuck, but like was lost and on the loop.
I mean, that's not so bad as long as you stay on the loop. You kind of like know where you are. I've gone on some
but
like
it's a huge loop. It's around both of the cities.
Yeah, totally. This is now a liquid drinking ASMR channel. I hope you enjoy.
No, Spike.
So refreshing. Ready whip noises, yeah. Whoop, whoop-ha! Yeah, see, I tried something like that once, Matt. Well, okay, this was... So, if I remember correctly, my brother and I were at church. For reference, I don't go to church anymore, but whatever. And we knew our cousin was going to be there. This is
Charlie.
Eric. Well, it would have
so
been
close.
It would have been all of them, but Eric would have been there.
Okay.
And so for whatever reason, my brother and I got in our heads mukbang, but just water. Okay. So anyways,
You don't know what mukbang is?
I don't think so.
I have like a vague notion. Probably best to look it up after your story.
All right. So my brother and I got it in our heads, and we probably discussed about this. We didn't want him messing with our stuff, which in reality, I don't think he would have. He wasn't a bad kid by any means.
Less bad than you, I bet.
Probably. Probably. I mean, like, I was kind of too stupid to get into trouble, but whatever. So anyways, we were gonna go one way. We must have been on our bikes. I don't know why.
Oh, that makes way more sense for the story.
Right. Well, I don't know why we wouldn't have just like ridden home with our parents. They must have been like, excuse me, dawdling or talking or
do extra stuff for the church or whatever.
Yeah. So we decided to try to get home as soon as we could, and it was like, okay, we're gonna try to take this shortcut over this way. And you know what, it shouldn't have been that difficult, because effectively we were going in the direction of your house, or your dad's house now. And we just got in this area, and I started getting more and more nervous, like, wow, we have no idea where we are. So and my brother didn't know either, so eventually we just like backtracked and went the normal way and ended up getting home later than normal anyways. But of course nothing happened because, as I mentioned earlier, like he didn't do anything. Like, I don't know why we were so concerned that he was gonna wreck our stuff. No, he wasn't. He never did anything like that. I don't know. So that was my getting lost story. It was not like 6 hours. It was at most like half an hour or something. But yeah, we must have just like took too many left turns or something. Oh, there's more. Matt says more stuff to say. Matt says the adventure included buying ice cream, stopping when some kids asked if I wanted to play football because they had uneven teams and played a few rounds, showing off my bike skills in the skate park. I think one guy even started filming one of my spins in the airtime. Driving along an ancient railroad, learning about World War One, screaming as hard as I want in an abandoned road with no one around. It was glorious.
It does sound glorious.
I surprisingly made it home. Well, okay, yeah, that's a grand adventure there,
Yeah,
100%.
That's like a movie adventure.
Yeah, no, that's cool. My brother and I were just in the suburbs.
Yeah.
No danger, but like, I don't recognize these houses.
Well, and like the problem with driving in Minnesota is you have to go around lakes all of the time.
Yeah,
So if you don't like get your highway right and you're just going around, you go around 7,000 lakes before you get to...
It's true. Matt says, I have a sense for adventure, and when I see adventure, I go to adventure.
Nice.
It's cold outside right now, so adventure can go whatever itself.
This does not turn out like a loopy loop like I thought it would.
Oh,
Oh, that's not what I was thinking it was.
mukbang, noun, especially in South Korea, a video, especially one that is live streamed, that features a person eating a large quantity of food and addressing the audience. In quotes, she is eating 2 pounds of lobster in this mukbang, unquote.
2 pounds is not that much lobster, though.
Well, I mean, is it
If it's
de-shelled already?
Right, I guess it depends on if it's like
Honestly,
pure
that stuff just
insides or not.
disgusts me. I used to not
It
care so
disgusts
much.
most people, I think.
I can't handle like watching people eat now. I used to never like care, but like so like Aqua FPS has some videos. He's a YouTuber that Sake and I've mentioned before. He plays video games.
You mentioned him on this stream
Yeah,
like twice.
yeah. I'm just trying to make sure everyone understands
Your love for Aqua.
my love for Aqua. Who doesn't love Aqua? I want to join his cult. He sometimes does like these food reviews just for funsies. Like, he doesn't care. He just does it for the heck of it.
Can you click allow?
Matt says there are a lot of fetishes out there. Well, so he just does like, what does he love? He loves like McDonald's or something specifically.
I think it's McDonald's and not Burger King.
And I just can't handle watching him chew on his food. It's just like, I'm sorry, I'm out. It's not even the sound,
Unless it's
because
the
like I don't
waffle
really hear it.
He chews with his mouth open.
He does?
I think so. I guess I don't remember now.
I didn't pay close enough attention, but even just like watching someone chew their food with their mouth closed, it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm out. Like, I just don't want to see other people eat food. And then also seeing that one guy, Nicky something. Oh god, it's kind of unfortunate. It sounds like he actually used to be like a professional violinist or something, and now he's this like grossly overweight YouTuber who eats like piles and piles of food. He's like slowly killing himself or whatever, allegedly, I guess, just in case. Anyways, enough of that. Yeah, there are, yeah, Nikakato.
That's the name of the person, I think.
Do I have to? Can't actually read that. The thing's in a way. Fun fact: some people have
Sake added it already.
a fetish for opening and closing doors. Take that as you wish. Really? Wait, you added it already?
No, Sake took care of it for
Oh,
me.
thanks, Sake.
Spike and I can't handle the technicalities of Twitch, apparently.
Well, I mean, we don't have our control station here. It's at the other side of the room.
That's true.
What's really funny I mean, the opening and closing doors thing, that's kind of weird, but whatever. And I'm also not going to talk about a certain something else, but whatever.
I don't want to yuck people's yums for the most part.
Well, oh, yeah, sure, certainly, fine.
That's not true. Code isn't a mod.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I trust him. Sorry, Code. Okay, what is going on here?
What's that pin thing in the way?
Okay, yeah, it's the mouse. Oh, of course. Sake says, I met someone a few years ago who had a fetish for leaves, just leaves on trees, would dehydrate leaves in the fall, springs, and vice versa. First, I would have them all year. It's harmless, I do not care. That's still kind of strange, though. Like, definitely not knocking it by any means.
It sounds like you are.
It's just like, I don't understand. I can understand some things. It's just like, it's just it's a head scratcher. That's all. Oh, anyways, the thing I wanted to mention was Matt says the opening and closing door things. It's kind of rather unrelated, I guess. There's this TV show, and there's a couple of them now, where they'll make these objects, and you're supposed to guess which object is made out of chocolate or not. The Japanese versions of those are really funny. The American
like
ones
is it cake?
Well, yeah.
Kind of like
the American ones are dumb because they put them like on a stage or whatever. Like, guess which one's the real one? It just looked really dumb and whatever. I haven't actually watched it, but whatever.
How many times can you say whatever?
Whatever. But the Japanese ones, they go inside this room and they have to figure out which item is chocolate, but they have to figure it out by biting onto it. So, like, the guy will go up to the doorknob, and it's like one of those lever ones, not like the round ones, and like he puts his mouth on it, and then it breaks into pieces, and he's got the smile, and they've got the woo, yeah!
Yeah, the fanfare.
Yeah, the fanfare. Codename B says, as a comment I once read, you should never be ashamed of your fetish, unless your fetish is a shame, in which you should be very, very ashamed. Yes, I agree. Matt says, I mean, you can always just do VIP. It cancels out automod or link limitations. Oh, I've sort of heard about this. Sake says, I mean, definitely different from the norm, but I personally don't get it. But hey, whatever. Just don't put leaves in my bed, thanks. Yeah, no kidding. The cats already get too many crumbles in it. Is it the cats or is it code?
Oh, I wanted to agree with Sake on the if it doesn't hurt anybody or
Oh, certainly.
or other like living sentient creatures. Have fun.
Matt says psychopaths are just normal people with a murder fetish.
Some are.
Sake says clinically not true, lol. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Code thinks it's never him. No, it's never Code.
I can't read the word psychopath without hearing it in the voice of Until Dawn, the therapist in there. Psychopath.
See, I've only ever played that one, so I don't even really.
I watched it
4+ times.
More like 8.
Funny.
People with a fetish for fetishes.
I mean, I believe it. Did you hear about that guy with the leaves? Oh, man. Yeah, please don't put leaves into my bed.
I will sew you all of the felt leaves that you want, Spike.
Nice!
Did you see if that picked up?
Oh, I wasn't watching.
Uh-oh.
Sorry if you guys heard that. Spike just comes home one day and there's basil leaves everywhere. Oh no!
Oh no, I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, I said no to the basil leaf things, but yeah, I'm sorry. Now everyone knows how I blow my nose. Not as bad as my mom, though. My mom's a honker.
I honk like your mom, okay?
It's true.
How are you supposed to get the snot out if you don't honk?
You hurt yourself if you honk too much.
You do.
It's true. It's me. Duck, duck, gray Carrie. It's true. Careful, your Minnesotan is showing. Wait, is it?
That's Minnesota. Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh wait, no, that's neither. It's...
No,
No,
that's
see,
Minnesota. Goose is elsewhere. Duck, duck, goose.
right. Okay. Okay.
So, Matt, if you've not heard of Duck, Duck, Goose, it's a children's game where you sit in a circle and you tap people on the head. You know, one person going around the outside of the circle, tap people on the head, and they say duck, 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 until they get to one person that they, you know, choose for whatever reason. They say goose. And then they both have to run around the circle and try to get back to the spot the person was in first. And if the person who was the duck caller, I guess, gets back first, then the new person is the duck caller. But in Minnesota, it's always been duck, duck, gray duck. You know duck, duck, goose. Okay, cool. With pleats of cloth. Yeah, and I don't know why it's gray duck here, but it is.
Maybe because our state bird is the loon, right?
It is, but what does that have to do with anything?
It looks like a duck.
No, it doesn't. It's like 7 times the size of a duck.
I mean, it looks like a really big duck.
It's a huge bird.
I know.
How does the cloth come into it? I'm curious.
Yeah, do you have to, like, drop the cloth on their head or something?
Napkin fetish.
Get out.
I'm a little crazy with that one.
Basil leaves are, the leaves you put into, like, stews and stuff to add flavor. You're not supposed to eat them. Code.
That's not basil.
Maury reference? No.
It's not basil.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. That's... Oh, what is that?
Bay.
Bay
Yeah,
leaves.
sake.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, sake.
Basil is used for a lot of Italian seasoning.
Maury reference.
Hey, if it's not basil and it's basil, that's only either Basil Rathbone or Basil of Baker Street,
It's true.
which is related, so... What are you knocking on?
I'm playing with the drawer because I'm bored.
Don't. One of the 6 main characters' literal name is Basil. Or
No, it's
Basil.
not Basil. His name is pronounced Basil. Interesting. Parents must really like cooking.
Well, considering a component of the game has like a cookbook.
Yeah, that's true. Basil. Basil just loves plants. It's like it was meant to be.
How did his parents know? Okay, you did say he.
Hero is the cook. Is his name pronounced Yarrow?
That was pretty good.
Validate me! Kel is the fast little brother of Hero. These are pronounced Igor.
Igor. Yeah.
Nope, literally Hero isn't the hero of the world.
I
Yeah,
figured it was just
that
an
was a
attempt
puny
at-
attempt.
yeah,
Excuse
attempt at
me.
humor. Can you stop being so fidgety?
I like fidgeting.
Pumping into me.
My legs are cold. They were warm when the hot air was blasting on my legs, but now they're cold. Holy cow, that blanket! No, it's too hot.
It is too hot.
Ah, take it away. You can sit down there. I think the problem is it's blowing air, but it's
Yeah.
not hot air, so it's just cold air. Aubrey is the one that grabs whatever and swings hard. Mari is big little perfectionist sister that always provides love.
Big Little.
Is that a Little Big Planet reference?
Is that a reference to my sister, who's older than me but tiny? She's just a wee little thing.
Yeah, Whisper's sister is like a dwarf. Dwarf elf.
She's 5 foot flat. And I don't know how many centimeters that is.
Omori is the small little
60.
brother of Mari, very shy, doesn't talk, loves his friends.
20. Would it
Oh,
be like
wait,
150
hold on.
centimeters? I want to see if I'm anywhere in the ballpark.
Hold on. Is that, what did you say?
5 foot 2 centimeters.
I think it's 127.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, no, 152 centimeters. What am I thinking of?
Wait, did I say? No, I did say 150.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you said 127, and I'm like, yes,
Yeah,
even
no,
though
I
that's
was
not what I
wrong.
said.
I was wrong.
Because 5 foot is 60 inches. 60 times 2 is 120, and then 60 times 0.5
Here's
is
my problem.
30. So you do 120 plus 30, and that's 150. So that's about as close as you can get for my brain. I don't know what you're doing here. Spike's got some weird math stuff going on his phone.
I'm checking stuff.
I don't know which sentence you read last.
Okay, yeah, I did my conversion completely wrong.
Oh no, I ran out of this. No, no, I just didn't need to pull it through. He's hacking!
And these 6 people make up the dream team of friendship. Watch out, he's hacking. Hackers on steroids.
You can't take steroids.
Hey,
You're not supposed to, because of your heart.
well, I think it's only like lung-related steroids.
I don't know.
I'm not supposed to use inhalers because inhalers have steroids which help with people who are having problems breathing. I mean, like, steroids can be useful for certain other, like,
Yes.
medical things if
I
you're
know.
having problems, but and I don't think those would be a problem for me specifically. It's just the inhaler thing.
Okay.
Which, I don't even remember how I found that out, but it was really funny when I went to get, like, my breathing checked, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have you use an inhaler, a nebulizer now, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can't use that. Oh! Well, just skip that part of the test. And I don't even know if that, like, well, because I think they were trying to get, like, they did a baseline test. They put you in this little chamber and seal you shut, and then they're like, all right, take a couple deep breaths, and it feels weird because I think they control the ambient pressure in this tube thing. You're sitting upright, but it's slightly claustrophobic. But then I think they wanted to see how a person is affected by, like, a regular dosage of, like, an inhaler. But unless I guess there was something horribly wrong with me, they probably didn't really find anything specific. I think I just breathe funny because of the weight and because of the heart medication I take.
I think you breathe funny because you're a funny guy.
That too.
Hi.
Funny looking.
Funny smelling.
What are you talking about?
I can't smell anything. My nose is stuffed.
Don't lie to me like that. Yeah, Sake, aren't Toki's emotes like the best? Gonna wear a gas mask tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow? We're not streaming tomorrow.
No, we're gonna see
I
Sake
love
tomorrow,
them.
and if you
Yeah.
smell, Sake needs a gas mask.
No, it's okay. I shower occasionally.
You were supposed to shower last night, and you didn't.
I know. It was way too late. I'm just tired. Guess I'm not coming over. No, you have to come over. You're if you're not careful, you're gonna lose this blueberry pie.
Hey. What have I said to make them not come over?
Talking about me, you can claim I'm smelly. You just want the pie. Yeah. No.
We want to play Rock Band also.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow. Just don't bring over the codename guy. I hear that he crashes
Shoots
his
lasers
cars.
and doesn't afraid of anything.
That too, yeah. Poor Code. You've got practice driving. You've played
Mario Kart?
no, well yes, but Rocket League. And Sake's favorite thing to do in Rocket League is just plow into the other drivers and blow them up.
Sea of Thieves.
Code says, I know, I only shower 2 hours a day. Too smelly for this crew. It's true. That's way too little. Sake says, I'm going to die. Matt says, by the way, today is the only day in the year that Omocat store goes on sale, so I got myself some nice stuff.
Nice.
What'd you get?
You were talking about a notebook a while ago.
Oh yeah, that's familiar.
I was looking at cloud cards yesterday. Spike. Cardcaptor Sakura cloud cards.
You were looking at like buying a set?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I didn't.
Oh yeah.
But some of the ones from eBay that were like not sketchy per se, but like
In very questionable condition.
whatever. They had the necklace, the key necklace to go with it.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like,
Tempting.
One of them was cheaper than the other, but then the necklace, even though the product thing looked exactly the same, they had like the same like circle down here, this included. The one looked really janky, and the other looked good, and I'm like, I just need Spike to print me out a cloud key.
I tried looking up some of that stuff, some of the STL
Yeah.
files, but I didn't see it. Sake says, Clow cards! Yeah. Matt
Yeah.
says, I got a shirt at the 50% discount on everything. All that could fit in my budget was a $34 shirt, not counting shipping. And yes, that's the discounted price tag. Those things are expensive. Yeah, I mean, like, I get supporting people, and I get buying some of these, if you want to call them premium clothes, but sometimes they're not very premium, and that just, like, irks me.
I mean, the smaller the like number of
Yeah,
purchases they're gonna get, the smaller.
the harder it is for them to have cheaper.
Yeah, and so like you're very indie people, I understand it more. But I wouldn't call Omocat very indie
Right.
in this specific regard.
The example I've brought up a couple times, not here though, is Linus Tech Tips. They is selling their fancy screwdriver. It's a ratcheting screwdriver with a bunch of built-in tips, and it's kind of aimed at like PC assembly and stuff like that. And like, don't get me wrong, it's a very nice screwdriver, but they're selling it for like $70. And now some people did like some reviews and compared them to other ones, and so is it worth $70? Probably, kind of, but at the same time you could potentially buy one for like $30 for about the same.
Right, unless
Maybe.
you're going to be doing it all day, every day, maybe all the time or whatever.
And then I saw someone on, well, yeah, if you're doing something like for a job or something, you usually want to just go for the good stuff, because you don't want like a janky screwdriver. I definitely don't do that kind of stuff. And someone online pointed out, like, well, think of it this way: you're spending, $50 to support a creator, and you're getting this $20 part. And I'm like, I don't really agree with that. Like, that's not
No.
really how this works. Yes, supporting people is one thing, but at a certain point,
I mean,
I don't
I'm sure he has a Patreon as well.
I think so. I don't remember.
I would be blown away if he didn't have a Patreon. Not Linus.
Yeah.
Linus, yeah.
I don't remember. He probably does.
I asked you to give me a tissue, but you probably didn't hear me say that.
No.
A tissue, not a box of tissues.
I mean, you'll be set for life.
I don't have room for this.
It's true. Oh, here's the candy cord, by the way, I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Arg. Matt says Omocot stores include but are not limited to original works, skateboards, Hololive Meat, Doki Doki Literature Club, Yes Official, Omori Pokemon art goods, posters, hats, plushies, old sold out, shirts, sock, tape, a random glow-in-the-dark circular mouse pad, keychains, also out, Hatsune Miku, clothing that if you wear in public you're gonna get punched in the face, and more. 100 tissues, 1,000 tissues, 2 billion tissues!
50, 60 tissues. Tissues everywhere. Tissue death. Almost done with this pumpkin.
Oh, and stickers. Tarkov recently did a thing, and Tarkov releases a lot of shorts, they're pretty silly. It's kind of fun to watch. They actually did one that, like, not exactly referenced, but they did a bit like for Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It was pretty silly. But
body pillow. Oh my god. Oh, you talked about the cover, the body pillow cover before. Sorry.
But so Tarkov they're selling stickers of like the stuff, and it's just like, this seems kind of silly, but okay. I'm just a little surprised to see them sell stickers.
Right.
I don't think I'll buy any.
Well, as much as I love stickers, I don't put them anywhere.
Same.
Like,
I'm terrified.
Does puts them on like
water
bottle
stuff,
that they carry around all the time, and like their computer
backing pieces.
I just don't like to do that personally.
I'd be too attached to them. I would never be able to get. I mean, like, I already can't get rid of stuff, and that would just make it even worse.
Mm-hmm. I don't even want to take off my Christian stickers on my dresser.
Matt says the back of my Switch used to be filled with Forager and War Groove stickers before they fell off. Yeah, I'm sure the heat of the Switch is probably not really good for the glue.
Yeah.
But also the docking and undocking, just like, it probably not going to stay on very well.
I think Mer puts like Mod Podge on the water bottle. Maybe not Mod Podge specifically. Something like that.
Help
and
them
then
stay on.
The laptop might be more of a clear case situation. I'm not sure.
Linus Tech Tips did a video, so they bought some of the new Steam Decks, and they pimped out one of them. They cut a hole in the plastic, and they milled some of the metal to replace part of the heatsink, and then they have this external heatsink sticking out of the back. It looks like, you know, when you see the hot rod cars and the cylinders are sticking out of the top of the engine hood. Yes. It looks like that, but out the back of the Steam Deck. It's kind of sick in the good way. And it actually did kind of help. Even just like not having a fan on it, the passive heat ventage, yeah, it's a technical term. It lowers the they didn't really improve their frames per second, but they improved their like CPU clock speeds by just a little bit, just by passively having an extra cooler on it. It was pretty funny.
What do I work on next, Spike?
The cuppa.
Okay.
Matt says, fun fact, despite Omocat having official licensing to make whatever Pokemon merch they want, they still have some items that are clearly trying to rip off Pokemon while they're able to make Pokemon merch. Why are they trying to rip off Pokemon?
Why do they have licensing to do Pokemon merch?
Well, it might just be to sell stuff.
I don't know. I don't know enough about that kind of thing. Nintendo is like very protective from what little I know.
Do they have licensing? Are they making the stuff, or are they just reselling the stuff? Because if they're reselling, I don't think they really have to have. I mean, they might need like a license for it, but I don't know if they need anything special. Matt says, well, someone needs to make Pokemon merch for Nintendo. Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
I mean, is it in the style that Omocat does? Or is it like official graphics and stuff?
Oh man, slightly related. Whisper and I went to our nearby downtown, what do you even call that? Like an antique store. It wasn't just antiques, they had a lot of stuff. Matt says in Omocat style. Okay, well yeah, that's different. They're not just selling merch, they're selling...
Yeah, that's not...
Well, and then yeah, they would need...
For
I think they would
Nintendo.
need a license to do that.
Whatever. Antique.
Anyway, yeah. And so this one store had a bunch of it wasn't exclusively antiques, it was kind of like collector's stuff. So they had like Barbie stuff, they had like My Little Pony, a lot of older toys and stuff like that. But then in one section they had these picture frames with pictures of Pokemon in them.
Oh.
But they were literally printed out on like normal printer paper, and one of them, the aspect ratio was actually screwed up, so it was like super squashed or something like. And I don't remember how much they were charging for it, not like a lot, but it was like $16 or something like that. Like, this is a ripoff,
Yeah.
and this is like
not even good quality
not good
on
quality.
bad paper.
No,
Just
this,
bad.
I mean, like anyone could do this at their house. You just print it off and put it in one of those like Joanne fabric paper holder things or whatever. Simple frame. I'm guessing most likely they just didn't know what they had. Sake says Omocat and Pokemon Center have crossover stuff. It's officially sold through Pokemon Center.
Okay.
They also have a crossover with Hololive. Omocat is big. Well, wait a second. So what exactly is Omocat? Matt says, fun fact. The Oyasami mini sketchbook that I bought a few weeks ago was the first to sell out after things went on sale in a whopping 2-minute record time. Yeah. So, sort of related. I'll be right back.
Sort of related. I'll be right back. Not me, Spike. I'm just repeating what he said.
I know. This may have been shown on screen before. So I made Whisper this cute little keyboard, and this set is actually called the PBT Islander set. Now it's not official, but it's like based on the Animal Crossing New Horizons game. But the problem is, since I didn't see the set when it originally dropped, I wasn't able to get the... You can't just say, oh, I want this and this. You have to like hope that they have enough stuff. And so I almost got it, but I couldn't get the fun buttons for these side ones. And so like they had the little symbols, like one of them was like a fishing icon, one of them was a little fish, and it all looked like Animal Crossing stuff, so it was fun. But unfortunately we're just kind of limited to this. I did do some looking after the fact, but most people don't just sell the fun keycaps.
I still love it. It's beautiful.
I love the colors. The pastel are like perfect. There is one
like the
minor thing though.
Perfect cream.
This is this shift key, and it's
Right.
actually the number O for the numpad that's supposed to be on the right. Oh, hi, Kuya. I'm trying to sit here. You can sit here also if you want.
Kuya's crawling behind Spike on the chair. Hi, honey.
Let's see here. I may have just missed some stuff here, so I'm gonna do some quick scrolling. Omocat is an Asian American illustrator. Omocat is a person, a brand, etc. Matt says, Oyasami. It's Oyasumi. Oh, sorry, Oyasumi. Sake says they created Omori, however, they are also an indie art student and apparel affiliate with brands. Pretty bored. Oh, yeah, that's the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's replies to Sake, yeah, Omocat is a merch store making a game, not a game company making a merch store. Oh. Sake screams at the shift, yeah. Well, and so similarly, I'm actually going to, hopefully this doesn't break everything. Can I get under the light, please? Thank you. So this is a different keyboard I have. Similar, but this different. This is actually a super popular keycap set. This is the
Sorry, is this a ducky base also?
No, this one is a hot swap board that I bought specifically for like testing stuff. It's not a great board, which is kind of unfortunate, but these are the nice clicky ones. But this is the GMK Samurai Reds or something like that. But the problem is, you might be able to tell, this shift key is not the right key at all. So like these ones kind of have to do this concave thing. Concave. This one is rounded.
Naruto. I think
Yeah, this is my Naruto board.
Icon or these cloudy things.
Yeah, these are pretty fun. This is a pretty popular. I think they like constantly remake these ones because they're super popular. But yeah, I had to buy like a separate kit piece just to fit this one little slot because like this one might have fit here, but the problem is the heights differ between the different layers.
You're bonking her on the head.
Welcome to the party.
Meow, meow. Got a
So I'm
cool
gonna try
cat.
to plug this back in without breaking everything.
Brand, a store, a company, and a person. Yes.
Yes, it does get confusing.
Put the cinnamon stick in here.
I wonder if you should have made the cinnamon stick long and put a slice in it and like sandwiched it in there.
Like a slice of viewing on the inside slice?
No, just made it so that this was like sliced. You make a slice through here and then tuck it in there like that.
Oh, yeah. That... I'm not gonna say it's a better way of doing it. I've done that kind of stuff before. This way is far easier.
Sure. Sake says the pie is blueberry cinnamon. The pie you made? Wait a minute.
You can't eat it then?
I think Sake was saying they were doing a little better with cinnamon, but I think it's like they were just being careful or something. Cat want coffee. I want coffee. Oh man, it's almost coffee time. Sake says, that's okay. I ate enough blueberries. I don't really like pie.
Oh.
Sorry, Kuya.
Sorry I made you make pie then.
What does Sake like? Sake probably likes cake.
Everybody likes cake. Cake has layers. Come on.
Parfaits might be the most delicious dang thing on the planet. If you want some coffee, how about make some orange juice, orange Joe? No, thank you.
Kuya would definitely not like orange Joe.
Sake says, I don't know if you guys know this, but I can make whatever I want for myself whenever I want.
Oh.
And can you make pizza rolls?
Whatever Sake wants. I doubt Sake wants pizza rolls.
It's true. Now people points up.
Carrots.
You have made? Well, so wait, have you made like homemade pizza rolls? I remember you were telling Code that you could make delicious homemade pizza rolls. Sake says, oh, I thought you meant a homemade. Yes. I mean, I guess I didn't insinuate one way or the other.
It's only me who hates pizza rolls. I'm
Well,
the
I
odd one
mean,
out.
the store, the instant ones or whatever. Like, first of all, you have to cook them in something other than a microwave code. Um, yeah, I cook mine in the air fryer so they get nice and crispy, and they're not amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, they're not. I just eat them because they're easy. Microwave oven. That
texture-
doesn't count. Get out.
I think the texture on the outside is a big kicker for me.
Sake says, I make kokiri, pepperoni, pineapple, pizza, rolls. Ew.
That would be good. If you made it, Sake, I would eat it and probably love it.
We have gotten calzones
Yeah, I
from
like
this
calzones.
place. With, Whisper gets the, something with pineapple in it. Like, I'm not a fan, but we've made calzones.
Yep.
They were a little janky, but they were still delicious.
Delicious.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, now I kind of want a calzone. Habibel says, Kiri and Spike really said earlier, don't abuse your mod powers, Sake and Habibel. We want to harass Code ourselves. It's true.
Spike and Code have been friends for many, many, many years.
It's kind of crazy.
It's difficult not to,
He tortures
each
me
other,
all
I
the
think.
time. Just the other day, he was like, oh, I found out this really cool thing. You should put your push to talk on your mouse button, so it's really convenient. And I almost stabbed my eyes out trying to, like... I told him to do that. That was me. Sake was probably doing it before he did it. Sake says, yes, okay, but I'm married to Code. It's true, Code does murder Spike on a daily, mentally and emotionally. It's true. You should see the text he sends me. He doesn't text me. That's the problem.
you have your bromance over there.
Code says, I'm basically the best.
Gotta stop making these things two-sided.
The best being suggestive. I agree, Sake.
Oh, I thought you said suggested.
That too.
Whoa, this is a very fast version of the song. Okay, I gotta put the ribbon on this side. Don't let me forget
Okay.
when I go over the middle part. I want to put the ribbon in.
Okay. Should the ribbon, like, go through this cinnamon stick?
No,
No? Okay. That's too complicated.
that'll make it so it's always pouring out.
Matt says, you're funny. Matt says, fun fact, I'm completely serious when I say in the past, Omocat has teamed up with the Japanese government to make food trucks sell Omori-themed foods. In 2021, they had Aubrey's Burgers, Mari's Pick Pick Basket, Spoilers, Sweet Jelly-Filled Donuts. I love jelly-filled donuts. And the Release Energy Sodi this year, a few months ago.
Actually, jelly donuts or the 4Kids jelly donuts?
They replaced the Release Energy Soda for official Orange Joe Latte. They tried very hard to make it taste good. Yikes. It feels like that's just kind of like... It sounds like a cruel joke. Like, here, have this Orange Joe Latte. One sec, BRB. Jelly donuts, aka rice balls. Yeah. You were just talking about that. What were you talking about? Were you talking to someone?
I think I was talking on stream.
Oh yeah, I must have. Well, yeah, you were talking on stream. The problem is, they're like, American children won't understand that this is a snacko. We need to make it sound like a snacko. Kids love snackos. Jelly-filled donuts. More like red bean-filled donuts. And by donuts, I mean rice.
Let's call them donuts so kids want to eat donuts all the time.
Yeah.
And definitely not make kids more understanding of other cultures. Ooh, that'd be bad.
We can't have that.
Spike, you didn't remind me.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know you were supposed to do it then.
When I get to the middle.
No, poor Kuya. Poor Kuya. I'm trying to Snuggle up. Yeah.
Spike is under duress.
Yeah. Kuya's doing
He's
a
not-
heckin' concern.
He's not wearing a dress. Kuya.
I don't know if you can hear Kuya purring, but she is headbutting the microphone. Mats has returned. You're ignoring the giant dress that hovers over the entire planet, Curious. Gosh, yeah, that sounds like Kuya, please. That sounds like Lovecraftian horror. Kuya. Squeak. Squeak. Matt says, had to make a small thing to backfire someone's in a month or so. I'm trying to read this through the microphone. I don't understand what I'm looking at here.
Is that like a prank?
Sounds like an epic prank. Hi, Kuya. Hi. What's the matter? It's not time to feed you. I know you know how to read the clock.
Wah.
Also know how to leave cat hair everywhere.
I don't understand the backfire thing.
Sake says she knows how to read her tummy. Yeah, it's true.
And Kuya's always hungry.
Okay. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Kuya, you're a menace. You're a menace. Yeah. 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 Hi. You whip your tail in my face. What do you expect? I'm gonna sneeze all over you.
Oh, how did this happen?
Hi, Kuya. Hi, Kuya.
Hi. How do you like having your fur all over your face?
I mean, Kuya always has fur all over her face.
Yeah.
How many more are there left to make? That's a good question. Well, there's the corn, there's the booties, and there's the Kofi, the cinnamon
It's cider.
cider. So I guess the 4?
Nope, there's also a cornucopia and a turkey and
Oh yeah, the turkey.
and this oak leaf. But
Wait, what
I
did
won't
you
be
say?
making any more of these on stream.
What did you say? A cornucopia?
Cornucopia?
Oh, that thing. Yes.
Horn of plenty. Yeah. The next time I make stuff on stream, it should probably be winter / Christmas
Themed.
themed. Which I guess, I mean, I could turn
Hi, Kuya.
the cinnamon one into that, because I always have cinnamon or cinnamon cider for Christmas. But
Hi, Kuya.
oak leaves, not so much. Cornucopia, not so much. Corn. Huh? Gotta start brainstorming ideas for winter now. I don't think she likes gentle paddle.
I think she kind of does like it.
I think you're just riling her up.
No. Well, I mean, she. It doesn't matter what you do, she'll get rattled up.
It doesn't matter what you do.
It's true.
Because you rile her up.
She gets so happy.
I get very sleepy now. I think kitty hair in the face makes me sleepy.
It's true. Oh yeah, we got, oh yeah, right in the ear. Yep, that's the spot. Yep,
Probably should see if her ears need to be cleaned again.
probably. Yeah, oh, we're gonna, yeah, get those ears. Yeah, is that why you, is that all you want? You want me to
There we go.
pop your ears out a little bit? Yeah, it's ear time. Ear time. Ear time.
Oof.
Kuya, why do you have so much hair? You're covered in hair. You're a cat. You have cat parts. I'm not a cat. Hi. Do you want in the hoodie? Look at this.
Kuya does not want to sit in the hoodie.
Kuya? Hoodie? Kuya hoodie?
Kuya won't even sit down on your lap. She'll stand on it, but she won't sit down.
Laps aren't very comfortable to sit on.
Tell that to all the other kitties.
It's a scientific fact. Peer reviewed by Kuya. Yes. You're so chilly. Why are you so chilly?
Problem is, I want to make designs on like all of the things. I want designs on the socks. I want designs on the cup. I want designs on the cornucopia.
Matt says, you want to know something weird? Sure.
Sure. Sake maybe does not. Or maybe Sake's reacting to me wanting to do all of the things.
Why not both? Matt says, I've suggested Omori to a total of 29 people. Yes, I've counted. You are the second person to buy the game. Yeah, you know. Well, I mean, not every game is for everyone.
Yeah. You suggested several other games to me that I'm not buying.
Yeah. And convenient sale time, you know.
Yep. Maybe I just crumple under pressure too much.
Probably. Hi, Pokey. Pokey?
Yeah. Hi, Pokey.
I don't know where Pokey was.
Well, Pokey lives in the US, so it's the day after Thanksgiving for Pokey as well.
Yeah. Chock full of delicious Thanksgiving dinner, I hope.
I was tempted to slam the table there, but I'm not going to.
Lightly tap the table.
Table.
Pokey!
Awesome Thanksgiving. Nice.
Good to hear.
That's great.
We did too.
It was pretty good.
Granted, some ding-dong... He didn't cut me off on the road, but he wasn't really maneuvering very well, and so I missed my exit, and I had to go around, and I got annoyed. But I'm trying to be over it now. It's hard. Why are we screaming? You started it, man. I think... Oh, wait. Yeah, you started it, man. What the heck? Because... It's true.
Excitement. Exciting. Oh. Words are so hard.
All of the words. Some ding dong. I'm trying to be over it. Yeah. It's rough. You know, okay, you know what's surprising to me at least Uh, I didn't bring up that story when we were talking about code crashing into the ditch or whatever. So if that's any sign of me not completely being devastated by it, there you go. If that's not good enough for you, then I don't know what will be.
But you did just bring up code driving into the ditch again.
It's a callback. Part of the problem was if I had slowed down enough, I could have just got behind the dude and it probably would have been fine. That's probably what I should have done. But the problem is, I was
Yeah.
on the highway and I didn't want to slow down and slow down a bunch of other people behind me. I don't think anyone was too close, but you don't really want to slow down on the highway.
I agree, poor code.
And then, but instead I tried to speed up to go around them, but there just wasn't enough room, and I didn't gun it to go past them, and so at a certain point it's like, it's not worth it. How about you just shoot the other cars so you don't need to slow down? No, you shoot out the tires.
Doesn't matter. Car will explode no matter what.
Oh yeah, that's true. Matt says no. Shoot the cars. So do I shoot literal cars at other cars? But you...
Oh no, one side is always better than the other. It's just the one you're looking at. This line is not particularly straight. Who wants to be straight anyways?
Scare them to the garage homes. But, sorry. Jeez, calm down.
Spike jump scared me.
DW line, I'm not very straight either. Yeah, we know Sake. Same line, same. You guys. Matt says, make them spray their windshields of headness. Kill all cars.
Killing all cars. Killing all cars. That's like a Dragonet type joke.
It was an era. I mean, they did it in Johnny Dangerously.
Johnny Dangerously is a spoof of shows like Dragnet and others.
Not quite like Dragnet, older than Dragnet, I think. Older?
You know how old Dragnet is?
Not off the top of my head, I know that's old.
Are you thinking about Dan Aykroyd Dragnet or older than that?
Was Dan Aykroyd in there?
I think he was.
Yeah, he was. That was Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks. Well, no, see, I know that's a remake of it or whatever, and the guy, the police captain or whatever, was originally on Dragnet, and he was old in that. So I know that that's not like a representation of it.
Okay.
No, I know.
No, it's not
Dragnet
that
is old.
It's
but...
like the 60s.
Right.
So it's much more recent than like film noir.
But bottom line is, I'm trying not to let it affect my life, because ultimately, who knows, maybe they were lost, having trouble trying to drive, and you never know what's going on in someone else's life. The end. But we did get some delicious cheesy taters, some sick pumpkin pie. I didn't have much of the apple. I had a bite of it. It was good, but
It's good.
it was a little too something for me. Not exactly too sweet.
It was more sugary than some that I've had.
It didn't taste overly sweet though. Maybe it was just like a texture thing.
Mm.
Homemade.
This doesn't look like cinnamon stick, does it? I wanted to do like the swirls at the top.
You still can. I think you just have to add, like, continue this line, but you're gonna have to get dangerously close to the edge. So I don't know how much, if you really want to just redo it. So like this line down is fine, but you almost need to like do the line and then create a spiral from the line. Does that make sense?
I've got to stop doing things on two sides.
Yeah. What else did we have? So, my parents somehow made like way too much stuffing.
And asked me to pick it up the
Well,
way
in
there.
fact, they like accidentally stole my sister's croutons or something to make more stuffing. I think that my dad misunderstanding or something. And so yeah, they asked us to stop by and pick up some stuffing or pick up
They said
croutons?
stuffing.
They said
They
stuffing.
said stuffing, not like salad croutons.
Like dry stuff?
There's stuff that's sold as like croutons with
Yes.
salad. There's stuff that's sold as stuffing.
Yes.
And it can both be like covered with herbs and whatever.
Yes.
Stuffing is the stuff that your mom wanted.
Yes. Was it dry?
Yes.
Yes. That's what I wanted to know. Not like prepared. I don't know if my sister was gonna make more or if they
I don't know, but they had already prayed by the time we got there, so
yeah. Well, we were like an hour late, partially because we got out the door late, and then partially because we had to make the extra stop.
well, we got out the door late because we were waiting for your mom to reply.
Yes and no. My phone didn't pick
Because
up
your mom did reply, and
yeah, my phone didn't take the stupid message. I don't even know why. I rebooted it. Like, granted, it's been a while since I rebooted my phone. I don't know. But yeah, and then that was part of the reason why the driving thing was just extra traumatizing, because it's like we're already late and I have to skip my stupid exit, go to the next one down.
Pokey comes in here and's like, "I had a great Thanksgiving."
And then
Gets to hear about
Sorry.
Spike and Kiri's problems.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pokey.
Well, okay, like we didn't have. Once we got there, it was fine. It wasn't like drama or anything like some people have. I saw this picture someone posted on Reddit. The turkey they were having. It was so it's not as bad as the one that was in the National Lampoon's Family Thanksgiving or whatever, like the vacation movies or whatever, with
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, yeah.
Favorite.
It's kind of a funny joke. They pull out the turkey. The turkey looks like incredibly pristine and just like amazing, perfectly cooked, super juicy looking. And then he starts to cut it, and it like opens up automatically, and it's, how do you describe it? There's like nothing on the inside almost. It's the inside is completely dried out. There's like zero meat left. Obviously it's not realistic because turkeys don't do that, but this real life turkey almost looked like that one. Supposedly they stuffed it with prunes and cooked the ever-loving whatever out of it. So yeah, I don't think they had as fun of a Thanksgiving, but no, ours was better than that. Fortunately, my family members are wonderful cooks. I can't really say the same for myself, but I'm pretty good at following a recipe.
You're not bad. You just don't do it very often.
Yeah, that's true. I can't make stuff up.
It takes practice.
It does take practice.
I'm still
well,
working on that.
You did do that with the salad. Not intentionally, because we messed up a few things. It got confused.
Well, no, I couldn't find lettuce at the store.
Well, that too, yeah. But that salad turned out surprisingly good. So that was fun.
Huh, cold.
Sake says, I've eaten nice things made by Spike. Spaghetti. Code says, I'm something of a chef myself. Yeah, Code basically did everything making the pie. Look at me, I'm the chef now. He helped for real this time. Whoa! What do you do? Is Code making you say that? Code, it's Code at the keyboard. Sake, tell me something only Sake would know. Okay, but then again, Sake has like the spaceship keyboard, so I don't even know if Code would know how to use it. He wouldn't, I believe it. You know, I'm gonna pull up a picture for that. Let's see if I can find it. I gotta remember what the heck it's even called. He crushed the blueberries in the pan while they were simmering, and then he grated lemon zest and apple for me and got me everything I needed. Oh,
Nice. Good job. Spike and I failed to make hash browns the other day.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
I have not successfully made hash browns yet to this day.
So the first time we had no idea what we were doing. I think I was like in charge for that, and I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, we tried to mix it up. That's not how you make hash browns. So that was failure number one. Failure number two. So this time we understood. Okay, you're not supposed to mix it up. You're supposed to like crisp it, flip it, crisp it. You're done. But I think the main problem was we used the wrong, or we reused the pan when we really should have just started with a new pan. It just started burning to the bottom. It wasn't like crispying up right. We did have like bacon grease on it, which maybe that wasn't a good idea, but whatever. But then the stupid flipper that I used to try to scrape underneath it started breaking apart underneath the stupid thing. So
Which,
there's
to
like
be
chunks
fair-
of plastics underneath it.
To be fair, that only happened because our cats bit the spatula.
I don't.
No, it is.
I mean, like, flashbacks of burning the shit out of one of your pans.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah, Sokka did that
Oh,
fairly
I don't
fairly
remember
recently.
That. I don't remember that.
I got it all cleaned up though.
The pan may have been too hot for the spatula, and like it was burnt on it, so like it might have been scraping or something. How people says sure, blame the poor adorable kitties who can't defend themselves.
No, the hash browns would have been garbage anyways. They just wouldn't have had plastic in them.
I would have eaten them if it wasn't for the plastic.
Yeah.
It probably would have sucked. Maybe we could have air fried them or something, but I would have eaten them. No question about that.
I'm trying to do it this way.
Oh, see, that's the problem. I'm looking at the wrong word here. But yeah, it started. I think part of it was like the pan was extra hot. The spatula didn't have like the proper little ramp on it or whatever you want to call it, so it was like a flat part pressing against the burnt bits on the pan, and it was all underneath. I was trying to save it to make it so I could flip it all at once. No, it was just an epic failure. Hi, Mats. We're not talking about you.
Yeah, sorry. I guess. We do have an electric stove as well, which burner were we using it on? We were using it on the big burner, so it didn't have that whatever. But electric stoves don't maintain a strict heat the same way gas stoves do, and that may or may not have led to problems. Still getting used to it a bit. Much easier to clean though. Just thought I should say I'm still here since I haven't said anything in a bit. Alright.
So this is kind of a terrible picture, but this is a callback.
Too light.
Yeah. So this is the keyboard that Sake has. So it's a split keyboard, but it's like kind of custom, and oh, it's way not centered. And it's got how do you even word it? It's designed for ergonomics and stuff like that, so you can tilt it and like tent it, as they call it, so that it your wrists are at a more natural angle, and then like the thumb area is a little bit better, so then you can get access to some keys. But then the problem is it's got all these like custom functions on it and layers, so occasionally Sake will just like stop talking because they're in the wrong layer and they can't use their push to talk. Matt says, you know, I think I alluded to the story in the past when I talk about making cupcakes for my dad, but want to hear the story of me burning down half my parents' house down? Ooh, sure.
Sure, I guess. It sounds like everybody was okay.
Yeah. Social media has been posting videos of people trying to... What are they doing? They're like frying like a whole turkey at once in this specific pot design. Sake may have posted a video on one of our discords.
The only one I saw was like from the center of protective
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Well, yeah, people are basically putting frozen turkeys into this pot of boiling oil, and then it just erupts in flames. Sake says people do not properly thaw out their turkeys, so they are full of water. Water and super hot oil do not mesh well. Yeah. So Matt says it all went down when I was 12. I had watched a few cooking YouTube videos and wanted to cook myself. Uh-oh. Here we go. So my mom was away taking care of Grandpa, so I was alone in the house. Oh no. 12, that's not too bad though.
No. I mean, it depends. But...
I mean, like, I only knew how to cook mac and cheese when I was 12. But granted, I didn't have YouTube when I was 12.
I could cook meals when I was 12, but my mom, like, made sure I was part of the process.
Matt says, and so I started cooking. Dun dun dun.
And by meals, I mean, like, things like meatloaf, where you put it in the oven, not things on the stove as much.
Right. Matt says, I put on the oven like the tutorial said, and then decided, let's not follow the recipe. Let's make what I want. So if you have double the food, you double the temperature and double the time, right?
You want it to cook twice as fast. Cook it at a double the temp.
Oh no. Sake's screaming.
Sake had several younger siblings,
Oh,
so
yep.
this may have brought some unwanted memories, perhaps.
Matt says, so I proceeded to go outside, grab a bunch of sticks and leaves and rocks, mix it with some bread and cookies, and just throw it in there. Oh no,
Ew.
I didn't even close it. Ew, yeah. Mud pies to the next level, I guess.
I guess if you're just interested in the process of cooking and not the consumption of what's coming out.
And so I just waited. I was very interested in it tasting good.
Okay.
I do question why you put leaves and rocks into food if you were interested in it tasting good. Sake says, they never burned anything or set on fire without me there. The worst was always, without fail, every single one of them would throw flour literally everywhere as a small child. 3 to 5 any day could be flour disaster day. Oh no, that's actually super dangerous. Matt says, I thought anything cooked good with any ingredients tastes good. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean...
I guess. I guess that's the logic.
I mean, yeah, it's a logic. For those who don't know, by the way, flour, since it's so, well, yeah, fair for a child, yeah. Flour, since it's so powdery, can basically ignite and explode if you're not careful.
The way sawdust could as well.
Very fine sawdust, but yeah.
Yeah.
Matt says, so after a while of waiting, I got bored and decided to watch TV. After my show,
Yep.
I look over, kitchen on fire. Oh boy.
I think I smell something burning.
Yeah. Sake does the eyes thing again, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. Would you switch the song on Spotify?
Where's your thing? No.
There-
You wrote down some notes for the function thing.
I had never gotten the function thing to work with Spotify because I think you have to be clicked on it, and I need to be clicked on Streamlabs to make Streamlabs work. So I would do it on my phone instead.
It shouldn't have to.
I don't know.
We can look into that later. Sake says, high octane blah ha 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 to punctuate the story. Yeah.
No, you missed a sentence.
Oh, no. Matt says, I start running in circles and screaming, and my mom comes in. She basically gets me out, calls fire department, and that's how I once burned down half my house. Yikes.
Oof.
Yeah, you don't really want to do that. I'm sure you know by now.
But everything turned out okay.
Rip house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw a post recently. Someone was boiling, and I mentioned this to you. Someone boiled oil and stepped away from it, and then their whole kitchen and everything. The boil just got the oil got super hot, and then like started melting everything. Like there were scorch marks everywhere. The microwave was ruined. The some of the countertop and the cupboards above the stove were just ruined. Granted, like the house didn't start on fire, but like it almost did. Could have. Matt says trying to make sticky rock bread. Yeah. Yikes. There should be a disclaimer in the YouTube cooking videos, like step 1, do not put rocks and leaves into your meal. Step 2, do not walk away from stove.
Yeah.
People writes down recipe. No. No.
Not in your nice new apartment.
A perfectly charred house.
Keep you warm in the winter.
Sake says add some dirt in there for seasoning. Yikes.
I had an older sister, so if I was ever doing anything like that, she'd probably come and yell at me. And then I'd go and I'd cry.
At least you learned your lesson.
Yes.
Match replies to Sake, dang, I should've. As to adding dirt. Rock equals protein, leaves equals fresh herbs, dirt equals seasoning. It's true, it's all true.
Fiber.
What?
And sticks equal fiber.
Sticks equal fiber, yes, it's true. Maybe rock equals starch and stick equals protein. I don't know. We'll have to test this. We're gonna change this into a cooking channel where we're gonna cook sticks and rocks and burn down half a house. Yes, fiber!
Ow! I didn't puncture my skin, but I butted the butt of the needle kind of hard into my thumb. Not pushing it through, but like angled into my thumb.
Flour has to be ground, so that makes sense to me. Sake says oof to you hurting yourself, I think.
Yeah, it was more startling than anything.
Big oof.
Like, how does that happen?
Oofs in the chat.
Or oofs could be for the subject matter, perhaps. Do, 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 do. All-encompassing oofs.
Biblically accurate oops. Be not afraid.
I have things to say, but they're not things to say on stream. They're things to talk to you about after a stream. Just like, oh, no. No, not that.
Do we gotta clean?
Yeah.
I wanna clean.
Also, I'm going to my dad's tonight.
Oh, I gotta clean all by myself?
Yes?
No.
It's not as bad as it has been before.
No, it's not.
A shower would be nice, though.
Blah.
Not that our friends are coming over to take a shower.
As far as we know.
They have before.
I don't know, that code guy takes like a shower every 2 hours or something.
2-hour long showers.
2 hour long showers.
Shower right away. Got it.
Yes.
We should have a pre-party where everybody comes over and helps pick up,
Yeah.
clean the house.
Everyone has to be blindfolded though, so they can't see what the house looks like dirty. Sake says, what if I have a terrible pie tragedy and have to drown myself in the shower?
No.
I mean, if you go to the downstairs shower, there certainly won't be any drowning happening. There's no tub in the downstairs shower thing. I guess if you were like to seal the the doors shut or something, you might be able to make a huge
Good luck with that.
upright tub. But yeah, good luck with that. But people says, okay, I'll make my way over blindfolded. Now we know you're not gonna drive, so I'm not too worried about
Right.
that.
I was like, you might make it here on the
Matt
bus.
said blindfolded, blind drive reference, clearly. Yeah, we still have to try that. I'm very in tune with my hearing, so I think I could easily beat you in that game.
You're very good at hearing a lot of things, but there are just some things that are not like great in your range, or
Well, okay, yeah, the biggest.
are like muffled because of the way sound works.
Yeah, I hear most things. I just don't understand what I'm hearing. So like human speech is just kind of difficult. Games are pretty easy, but it depends on how the game is made. Some games have really good spatial audio. Some have terrible spatial audio. Like Tarkov. Tarkov has terrible spatial audio.
Oh.
It's really bad. It sucks. The worst part is like people will walk on like up and down stairways on buildings, and then they basically make zero sound. So then they appear on the next floor, and all of a sudden you're like, ah! And you know, sometimes you'll hear them, and you just can't tell if they're below you or on the same floor as you or whatever. It's not the worst, but it sounds like there's been some problems with making the game work for them. Blind to Drive, the game where you drive against traffic on a highway, as one does.
A reference to planes, trains, and automobiles?
Gosh,
Everything's a reference to everything else.
it's true. Overwatch has some really good spatial audio, or at least I think they still do.
Have in the past, at least.
Well, okay, it's weird. They started screwing everything up, and so in the Junkenstein mode, the audio would play on the complete wrong side, and they never fixed it. It's fixed now, but you know they've got a slew of other problems with the game. But yeah, Dolby Atmos, when it works good, it's really good.
Pokey, if you're still here, I'm curious as to what your favorite dish was for Thanksgiving yesterday. You're allowed to lurk and not answer.
We're not calling you out. Yeah, we're not trying to disclude you from the conversation by talking about weird stuff.
Disclude.
Matt says, oh really? Spike, I challenge you. You versus me. Blind drive. Whoever can beat story mode with the least amount of crashes, most total accumulated points, who can do it faster, normal mode, headphones required.
Says the person who has been doing this,
Yeah, you're a bit...
like, as one of the top people against the deaf guy.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
What a challenge.
I think he's got an advantage over me. I'll certainly try it, but I'm not going to be able to spend too much time on it. It's hard to lose when you pick the people you know you can win against.
Never make a bet against someone you...
Uh-huh. That's a pretty good idea. Matt says, yeah, if you have even the slightest hearing problems, Blind Drive becomes impossible to beat. Well, I doubt.
I doubt.
No, I doubt that it'd be impossible. It just depends. Cause like I said, like I can.
Yeah, like I say deaf, but deaf is
Well,
a
yeah,
joke. That's not. He has some hearing loss.
Yeah. I think it depends. I'd have to actually experience the game to get good whatever of it. But like I said, you know, like Overwatch, I can tell where stuff is really good because they designed it well. So when it's designed well, it really makes a lot of logical sense. Like, oh, that's above you. Oh, that's behind you.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about a lot of crowds and echoing and
Well,
Overwatch.
yeah, that too, yeah. Well, yeah, no, blind guess. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Matt says you can technically take a blind guess, but that won't really work out. But yeah, I'm not talking about taking blind guesses. I'm saying that
I don't think Matt's is accusing you of that, just that that's an option to do.
Oh, yeah. You know what you could do? I don't know what you're planning on doing with that. But you could do just a single line through the handle instead of having to do like both sides of it.
Like a running stitch.
Yeah. I don't know
What a
if
running
that'd be
stitch is.
easier or harder for you.
That sounds like a good idea. I wasn't sure what to do. Because doing it on both sides was not gonna look great.
Matt says I could stream it tomorrow. I'll show you how it really works if you want. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna be busy. Tomorrow we're robbing the Pine City stage.
No, we're having friends over tomorrow.
I really wanted to quote that to someone, but like there isn't a GIF for it on Discord. Spike the crafting god. Me. Wait, who's me? Wait, why am I a crafting god? And I'll just promote my stream, see if you show up.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and if you record it, I'll probably just watch like a VOD or something. Because you get good suggestions for sewing. Also, me for being over tomorrow. Yes. Heart, less than 3.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I think I'm good at giving suggestions. I'm not very good at coming up with ideas.
Ideas are hard, man.
Ideas are hard.
That's why they have ideas men.
Pay for someone else to have my ideas.
Yeah.
Throw them like a quarter tip every time they have a good one.
No, throw them like a Scooby snack and they go, ow!
Yeah, that too. Codename B says, I also am the best at ideas. It's true. Like that one idea where he suggested I meow instead of singing for Major Tom. Matt says, if you don't say anything when you show up, or if I don't say anything when you show up, if at all, that's normal. I only look at chat in between runs, because during runs I wear a real blindfold, improves your hearing. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I can totally see that. Like, just being distracted by looking at stuff on your screen, even if it's just a black screen or whatever, like, I think either closing your eyes or having something over your eyes will definitely, like, kind of help put you in tune with the game. Is it a paid game or is it free to play? Code says, I'll just give Spike all the ideas and then keep 90% of the Scooby snacks. What the fuck?
That's okay. I'm trying to... I think I'm gonna go away from the...
Oh.
Nobody needs... People don't need to hold back their swears. I'm
now,
over
now
it.
Stuff just got interesting.
I got over it. I decided I don't care.
Well, I think it depends.
I wasn't sure what kind of audience I was gonna get. I mean, still it could change, but...
Yeah. Matt... Oh, no. Code is gonna keep all the Scooby snacks. I want Scooby snacks. Matt says not just distraction. Matt says closing your eyes or actually wearing a blindfold will really improve your hearing. Like, it's a brain thing. Also, no, it's paid. Paid? Who's got money to spend on video games?
Pay to play.
Pay to play? Well, like, pay to win? No, I don't know.
That's also what I thought, and then I was like, that's a bad
That's
joke.
not very funny, I shouldn't
say
that.
Pretty much.
I beat you to it.
Well, no, my brain beat you to it,
No,
and then was
true.
like, no thanks.
No thanks. Whisper only likes good jokes. If you don't have hearing problems...
If you didn't.
If you didn't have hearing problems, I'd buy it for you.
We don't need you to buy it.
No, yeah, I don't want you to buy it for me.
We held up fast, and then we said goodbye. And I don't know the words after that. Some
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend
stories
hearing problems.
never told.
Protect your hearing, kids. Don't listen to music that's too loud.
That's
don't
not how
watch,
you have hearing loss, though.
Don't watch streams too loud.
Oh, tinnitus? Is that what it is?
Tinnitus, yeah.
Tinnitus is bad, I hear.
I have it.
Yeah.
You know that, right? It's I think it's actually super common for people. Sake laughs. Don't. I think it's actually super common for people with hearing losses to have tinnitus because they're missing whatever. So
Your
then
brain's
either
like trying to
either making it up or trying to accommodate for it or whatever. Sake says tinnitus kicked in yesterday on the way to Code's parents' house. I cry. Do you get it really bad? I actually don't.
Does it come up in addition, like with like motion sickness?
Oh, in theory it could.
Because like that's all ear-ish related.
Sake says it can be, but it's not usually.
It can
super
be
bad.
bad. It's not usually super bad.
Yeah, I believe it. Certain medications can make it worse, I think. I've never specifically had a medication cause it, I think. But for me, when I take my hearing aids out, that's when it's worse. When I have them in, it kind of helps nullify. But I've never had it so bad that it's like a problem. I was reading something about how some people actually recommend like cognitive behavioral therapy on improving being able to deal with tinnitus.
Interesting.
Well, because there's still no cure for it. Nobody really knows how to fix it.
Like migraines.
Yeah. But yeah, don't listen to music too loud. Oh, hey, 3-hour mark.
Oh. Yep, time to go.
Time to go. Time to go make some mocha.
We got work to do.
Mocha to make.
Alright, so still got socks to do. I'm gonna redo the cinnamon sticks and try to make it look like cinnamon sticks instead of just poo.
Pokey just got back.
No! We're leaving now!
Sorry, Pokey.
Sorry, Pokey. And I think I'm gonna cut out a little red heart to put that on the cup. On both sides. And that'll be my decoration for the cup. And it'll be cute, and it won't be too much work.
So wait, Sake says, oh no, what? Oh no, what happened?
You minimized it, but
I
somehow.
didn't
Somehow.
touch it. Yeah. Hold on, we were having technical difficulties.
There.
Okay. Oh no.
Scroll down. Way down.
Oh wait. Oh no. Is there? Oh no. Oh. Issues. Meniere's disease is a combination of a lot of those things. Tinnitus, vertigo, motion sickness. Apparently it's a treatable thing. I guess fluid buildup is the whole thing. Matt says, see you whisper, see you spike, Oyasumi. Oyasumi, not Oyasami. Chat saying goodbye, hanging around like pork, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we just had some major Twitch visual issues. We're okay. It's all okay. And we're leaving. Oh, let's see. Is anybody streaming? Those are all, well, mostly big people. Whisper, say it. Oyasumi? Do you have a nice word?
Japanese indeed.
Yeah. Oyasumi. Auf Wiedersehen. Bis bald. Tschüss. Goodbye, chat. Thank you, everybody, for showing up.
Bye!
Have a good weekend.
Enjoy Thanksgiving!
I hope you enjoyed Thanksgiving. Enjoy other Thanksgivings if you have more.
Yes.
Alright, goodbye. Goodbye. Yes, please hit the button.